good. Hello. Ooh. Just make sure everybody knows it. We're back.
What's now?
Yay! Perfect. All good on this side. I'll just assume all the audio is good on the stream. That sounds like something that's good to assume. And I'll post this over here as well, and that's fine. I can go there. This can go on Twitch. This can go on Twitter. This can go on. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Everything should be good. And hello, Tom. Welcome. So, welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate session 94, I think it is, and if it isn't, well, it is now. I think it is 94. I'm sure you're all going to jump into that.
On the list.
Yep,
it is 94.
Woohoo! Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost.
I'm glad someone doesn't.
Yep. So, yeah. Besides that, I'm going to close all these extra things that are about like French shoes now. So, yeah. Mog. Right, gang, I am Ryan, the GM. It's the 18th of June, 2021. We've already did most of the intro, that's good enough. Here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the Half-Elf Druid.
Hello, I'm Sean. I play Bastiel, the Wolfwatch Cleric.
My name is Scott. I play Crumbar, who is a half-orc paladin.
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Callie, and I play Serene, the Firbolg Granger.
Yep, it's tricky when you lose somebody from the order, isn't
Like,
it?
there's someone not in the order.
Yep. Don't worry, it happens.
One reason why I'm happy I'm first.
In my Monday game, one of the players always changes his username, so it just changes his place in the order, and I know he does it deliberately. So,
Oh no.
yeah, it's. He does it because he
That's
enjoys. Yeah, he is mean. You know, you are Colin. So yeah, what do you remember from last time?
Oh,
Oh,
fighting. There was a goat.
Yep.
Yep, the shield lady got turned into a goat. Lots of death of the students.
Yeah.
Oh, Isla went all funny and Cyril popped out. And
Yep, then, like normal, I got chucked to a fucking wall.
Yep.
By a blue dragon.
You can take it, it's fine.
Not the first time, and it's not the last time.
Oh my god, yes, goats!
goats, yeah.
Yep, there were. We turned a big, absolute monstrosity terrifyingness into a goat.
Yeah, that was almost one of the first things Callie said. Yep.
Trying to think what else. I got.
Well, the hole opened up, and then we basically closed it, or we didn't close it. Justoria appeared, and then the blue appeared, and she banished Justoria in the portal to the desert, which is where we're probably heading now.
No, we're not. We
That's
got
about it.
We got a big golden boy to go look after.
Yeah.
Anything else happen besides those events? Because yeah, Hellhole did open up in the library. It was a wee bit toasty. And
Level.
I put the runes that were on my symbols that were on my body. Put them in my hands.
Yep.
Put them on paper.
Yep.
Apparently it's a runes for a plane shift spell.
Yeah.
So we've got a plane shift.
Yeah.
Cyril didn't take it away from me.
No, she took a step back from it, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, just general trauma.
Yeah. General. Yep. So yeah, it was quite intense for Serene. Yeah.
It was. She's not very happy at the moment.
Fair. Definitely fair. Yeah. So yeah, we ended with Cerule making her exit after her statement of saying she wants pretty much nothing to do with that, and you should be careful what you take to do with that. Motioning at the spell that you have now on your nice scroll. And then she left in a bolt of lightning because she's badass that way.
And now, yeah.
Yeah. So, are we right in the middle of it, guys? Are we right back in the aftermath of that scene? Do you have stuff to do in the library, or are we going to like scene change over to like, the next conversation, probably with people in the the Magic University?
Yeah. I don't really think there's much to get done in the library unless we're being evil bastards and looting the dead bodies of students.
So, Serena, any more business in the library?
No.
Okay.
I suppose I don't know whether we go. Not in the library itself, but
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
talk to what's his face?
Oradak.
Oradak. I think that's the one.
Yep. Because I want to keep these in the library, because I feel like you won't leave because you don't have the eye.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll definitely stay put for that. So, Bastiel,
Yeah,
any business in the library specifically?
No.
Yep. Cool. Arya, any business in the library specifically? Or muted on Discord if you didn't know.
Oh, I had to remind you of two things. The books.
I'd like to look for a few things, but I don't think I'll get the chance.
I mean, this is the chance. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably want to just have a look. For Heart of the Mountain stuff.
Okay.
Fire elemental stuff.
So you're gonna go full on research mode again after?
Well, not
everything.
full on. Literally just try to figure out if anybody knows anything about Heart of the Mountain sort of.
Sauce.
It's okay. Just randomly inciting things. What does this mean?
Nah.
So for you, Arya, that would involve actually taking on a research thing though, because you've already perused where you thought that would have been in here, so you'd need to do a deeper dive, right?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I will try to see if there's a person that I could ask.
There's nobody in this room, remember, because there was a massive fight 2 seconds ago.
True.
Yeah. So this is mostly just are you going to go
we need
off
to go to Oradak.
That's fine. If that's the case, keep in mind the library isn't exactly going to
I'll
vanish
ask him.
overnight. So yeah, that means you've got no immediate business to stay in this room. That's fine. Also, Tom, who's the smallest character, it's probably Arya, I think, out of this current lineup.
Isn't?
I mean, because what's her name isn't here right now.
Yeah, it would be Isla.
Isla.
Yeah,
Isla's the smallest.
But Isla isn't here.
Yeah. If she was
like she's here but not here.
Yeah, she's narratively excused. So it is Arya is the answer to that question, I think.
Okay.
Serena's the tallest, by the way, Scott. Not the smallest.
Yes. We've decided this last time she is the tallest. Even though, you struggle to accept that.
Yep.
Because I think it's Serene, Bastiel, Crombar, Arya, Isla. I think is the order of height. Tallest to smallest.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Because I think Bastiel is just a bit taller than Crombar by like an inch, maybe.
6'3".
Crombar, 6'2", aren't you?
6. I'm actually since I've leveled up, I'm actually now 9'3", 6'2".
Okay, yeah. I knew there was only like an inch between the two of you. And yes, thank you, Tom, for the inspiration for Arya. Did you have inspiration already, Arya?
I did not know.
Excellent. You can tick your little thing on the sheet then.
I'm
that way there's
gonna
nothing
double
floating.
check, but I'm sure I didn't have it, so 1 second. Or page. Nope, I did not have it. I have it now. I have the little dragon.
Rightio. So, sounds like you're going to head to Oradak. That's what it sounded like you're doing. So,
yes.
you wander through the corridors. There's mostly,
He's got my eye. Of course, we're going to him.
Mostly students that were injured along the way.
Cora.
So he's worked your way through, back up to his office. Lots of people kind of coming and going. The silver dragonborn lady that had assisted before walks up. I think she'd been speaking to Serene before. And she walks up and she says, "What happened in there?"
It's like, books are dangerous. Apparently.
But she's definitely looking at Serene. Like, she'll acknowledge that you spoke to her, but like she is addressing Serene specifically.
Well, I read a book, and it caused a fire. I'm sorry, but it opened a hellhole, and well,
There is a ridge where her eyebrow would be, and she looks at you and she says, "Are you okay?" She says that, like, there is definitely a hint of like her trying to, like, there's concern, but there's also suspicion in there, right? There is like a mix of both. And she says that.
No, I'm not.
Do you need medical assistance?
No. It's fine. I'm not injured. I'm sorry that this happened.
Kind of narrows her eyes and she goes, "If this was not your fault, I would not be sorry." She kind of just nods and she goes, "I will see to the library." And she kind of just runs off back towards the library doors, and you can see her like checking in with people as she's going. She is clearly like one of the more senior people here. And she is in the kind of blue robes with a silver lining in them as well. And she runs off at that point. So yeah, you head up and you get all the way back up to the offices of Oradak. The door is closed, and there's like a student sat at like a desk outside. It's clearly like he's the assistant. I can't remember. I think actually, did he ever get named? The one that took.
I think he did.
Yeah. That's fine. If he didn't, he's still nameless for now. Yeah. And he sees you all approach and he looks up. And he's just your standard deal, fairly young looking human kid. That's he's probably in his teens, and he's in like a dark grey robe. And yeah, you can tell that dark grey is clearly the, willing to be given responsible jobs, but also, still not important enough to get out of these types of jobs. Yeah. And he looks up and he goes, hello.
Alright, do it again.
Stop looking at things.
I've got to double my proficiency bonus for one of them.
Oh, yeah,
add it separately because you can't change it in big.
No worries. It's okay, don't worry. You can set it though to GM, and it won't put it in the main chat. It will send it to me still, but that's fine.
I was just trying to change it.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I'll be quiet.
You can insight all you want, my dear. Don't worry.
Ah!
Just reading the patterns into everything.
Yeah.
It's 2 good rolls as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he looks up at you all and goes, can I help?"
I'm just kind of go up. It's like, we need to see Ordak immediately. We have need of the eye.
I don't know what that means, but if you can wait here, I'll check. Kind of just like stands up, looks a bit nervous, and then just like clearly like flattens out the creases of his robes as he stands up and heads over to like the big office doors, and yeah.
Bless him.
So
knocks
while
on
he's
them.
away,
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
while he's
let
away,
me finish my sentences, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, calm down. I know you're excited. So yeah, he knocks on the door a couple of times and then just turns around, politely nods at all of you, and then just like slides himself into the door. Yeah. Now, Scott, what were you saying? What's Crumbar up to?
So now that obviously we've got everyone together and stuff, I will just kind of like turn to the party and just be like, well, now I've got you. Now I've got everyone. I know how to free the great gold worm. We just need to find him. But the time is finite. We need to leave immediately.
You can just get the eye and go.
I'll just, smile at Arya and just like, it's like,
What are we going to do
Thank you.
about the hellhole though? So Cyril just moved it, didn't she?
Did MD actually hear that though? That was only to Crumbar, remember?
That was
balls,
only to me.
sorry.
Yep, don't worry about it.
But again, so in my mind, obviously she said once you have the numbers, go do it. So that's why I'm like, this is why it's like immediate, because it's like the plan is for me. It's like, right, go get GGW or go to Santa Cora, get GGW, go to Thingy, and yeah,
Where's Thingy?
just the sandy bit where the portal went to.
Just hundreds of miles of desert.
Desert.
Yes.
Yeah, go to there and
Sure.
yeah, nuke it.
Done.
Okay. Do you know who's good at nuking things? The Red.
You know who
We
we ain't
could,
on
like,
talking
help.
terms with?
Just get him to glass the desert. Fine.
Yeah, let's maybe put that in the maybe pile.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, like, so that's kind of what I've said. It's like,
So nobody has a how are you doing this Crumbar question? Because if I was in this party, that's the first thing I'd be like,
so
I'll wait for him to finish talking. And
yeah,
I'll shut
I'll
I
just,
did-
yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Like, is that Bruno okay with this plan?
I would have us make one detour. I think it would expedite the rest of the journey, but other than that, let's free your worm. Wait,
And I'll just say to him, it's like, what's the deep?
Well,
What's
like-
the detour?
well, oh god.
No, on you go, Shan.
I kind of look down at my still rattling chest cavity.
Mm-hmm.
Quick repairs. Alterations, maybe.
And I'll be like, and I'll just kind of like reach about my persons, and I'll pick out my the crowbar and the hand axe, and I'll just kind of like give it to Bastille and just be like,
There you go.
and I'll just be like kind of like bang them together and just be like, can you do something? Make this bigger, better, something I can really swing about.
Jesus. Okay. Yes.
Basically, Bastille, make me a mall.
Yeah. Yeah, I take them both and I tie them against the hammer I made for Riz.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave that in my belt for now.
Yep. Cool. Perfect.
I do.
And
I'd just say like the equivalent of like thank you in Orcish.
does Bastille speak Orcish?
No, but Crumbar does.
You're not
No.
Bastille. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so the student returns and says, he's not in.
What?
Oh.
What do you mean he's not in?
He's out. And he just nervously like starts rubbing his hands together, like he's clearly like, well, this isn't what you want to hear. Body language.
Crumbar
Where has
public.
he gone? Or even better, did he leave something behind? something about yay big. Red seems to be, like a ruby.
So the what?
I'm going to cast Sending to Oradak.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, Oradak, get back here. It is an emergency. We need the eye.
No. Oh, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Mark that off. Pop it. You've already popped in chat. Thank you very much. And yeah, yeah, you see. Yeah, it doesn't work.
I'm guessing obviously Arya would remember, the way to his office.
I mean, Zoe, it wasn't that long ago you were in it, but like, yes, Bastille, it doesn't work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you get like a sweaty, nervous student in front of you guys, and he goes, if you just want to leave a message, I can make sure he gets it when he gets back. Because he obviously has just recognised that Bastille has just cast Sending.
Yeah. I think Arya's not gonna have much patience at this point, and she's just gonna walk past him into the office.
Okay, yeah.
Just to frantically check if he's left the eye behind. So, she doesn't believe that to be the thing, but she would just do that thing like when you think you've lost something and you're sure you've lost it, but you've like frantically check every pocket still. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that sort of mentality and action she's doing right now.
Okay, what I'd like you to do for me is you can pick athletics or acrobatics, right? And you can roll that for me, and it's against this number apparently.
Let's see.
1,000,004.
Acrobatics is Dex, and athletics is. Then, funnily enough, I'm good at athletics, so I'm gonna go with athletics.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh,
yeah. So he puts a good attempt at trying to stop you getting in, but you get by him. So there's probably a lot of fussing as he's trying to make sure. This is when the robes reveal this guy had guns underneath his robes. But yeah, 18. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, right. So
I actually haven't looked at the number, and obviously you've not said it, so I have no idea what I was supposed to beat. But
18,
hey.
by the way. 18's what you were up against. That's not bad.
I've seen it now. Yeah,
that's pretty
I've
good.
Seen it now. I'm quite impressed with myself. I'm not gonna lie.
So you just push him aside, essentially. Go, nope, not got time for this. Wha-bam. Away he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Crumbar has flashbacks to Cerule. So yeah, you walk in.
He's surrounded by women that manhandle men.
Yep. So you walk into the office. Everybody else is probably just staring at the fact that the student's just kind of half slumped against the door frame as he's been scrambling for balance. Larry, you walk away in. It's just the same big massive piles of books everywhere and desks and obviously his desk and chair and whatnot. And
Arya's gonna be looking everywhere, drawers and such, no respect whatsoever for.
Oh, you don't have to. It's literally on the table. What you're looking for is on the table. It's on his desk.
Yeah, you see her visibly relieved. She's okay.
Yeah, it's glowing bright red.
Why is it glowing?
Don't
Give me a wee second.
I think if I were to do dispel magic or detect magic on it, it's just gonna. I think if you
cast detect magic in this room, you might get a headache.
Yeah, I was thinking I could detect magic. Oh no, it'll be magic anyway. So it's not
that too.
Yeah.
Only I could pick it up without actually touching it. That might be a thing.
Well, there was some kind of.
You got mage hand?
It's nothing druids get, I think.
Has anyone got mage?
Don't.
Oh wait, Isla
No.
would.
Hmm.
That's why I was hinting that if only I could pick something up without touching it.
Yeah, imagine being in a magic school and your sorcerer isn't with you. Who'd have known that's crippling?
Yeah.
Weird
Where's
though.
Rasira?
Yeah, where is
Oh,
Rasira, right?
he's gone off.
There must be a way around it, though.
It's okay, she didn't have mage hand, so you aren't missing out anything.
Is there like, is there in that I can just like
Hmm.
find like a pokey stick or something like that, like a fire poker or anything like that?
I don't know, you can walk in as well and ask Arya what's taking her so long in the office, since these are all outside it.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. Sorry, the area in there.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, first of all, I'm going to ask
The lad.
the ladin. Like,
Ladin's a great name. There we go.
I'll just go up to them and just be like, there was another with us, Rasira, and they'll just kind of be like, this high, kind of weird. I like him, but do you know where he is?
Ladin just
I
stands there and
do.
like rubs his arm, like, you know, where he's been hit into the wall, and he's just like, I don't know who that is. That could be anybody.
And I'll just be like, fuck. Turn to Bastille and just be like, Bastille, can you do the thing?
I love how Serene has
Message
literally said, I know where he's went. Like, you know this.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you there. Sorry.
Maybe you
I'll
should
be like,
adjust people's volumes on Discord then, Scott, so you do hear
maybe you
them.
should adjust people's volumes on Discord.
Yeah.
Callie, why the hell is your volume at 80%?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Right,
It's not much.
150. There we
Okay.
go. Yeah, so I'll turn to Callie then, or Serene, sorry, and be like, where's he gone?
Well, I don't know specific. I think he went back to Horizon. He didn't say exactly where he went. I think, but he said that he might have found something when he was researching and needed to check it against his notes. So I assume he's gone back to Horizon, but he said like we can message him if we need him, or you know.
I was like, this needs quick. Can't be wasting time like this. Bastille, can you? And I'll just be like, gesture, like tap my head and be like, message that thing you do.
I think
Please.
you hear Ladin mutter. It's not message, it's called sending.
It's like I'll kind of like just give him a bit of like an intimidating look of I'll be sending you to the graveyard if anywhere you're.
Does your look say all that, or are you saying all that?
No, the look says that.
Right, okay, cool. So the look comes up with the subtitles. Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll cast sending. I want to get out of here ASAP.
It's just
also,
because I know there's a time limit on this, so it's like, yeah, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because Ryan said there's a time limit.
Yeah, I'll cast that because I'm out of third level slots.
Okay, so that's gonna be a fourth.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, mark off a slot. Feel free to type in cast at fourth level, just so as we know as well. Just if we're changing what's printed there. I do honestly wish though it would, like, I know it says evocation 3 there for the spell text, but just even when you're doing attack rolls and stuff, I wish, or when you're doing healing and stuff, I wish it would state the spell's level. I hate that it doesn't. I'm not smart enough to edit the templates to make it do that, sadly. So yeah. Right, so you do that, and what are you saying to Orasira?
Orodax results are in. Get back here immediately.
We need you.
Yeah, I'm also trying to think of the official word for a hellhole, like the actual in-game. What do we call it again?
I mean, you could call it
Rift?
you could call it a rift, an incursion, a portal. Like, it's a breach. It's up to you. Like,
okay.
There's loads of terms. What do you think Bastille would see them as?
An infernal rift.
There you go.
Okay. We need you. An infernal rift has opened in the college.
Okay. And anything else added into that, or is that our limit?
That's about it.
Okay. Your reply you get is ellipsis ... right. Exclamation mark. That's your reply.
Not yes, not no, not I'll be there, no. Just
And a dot so significant it takes up a whole word 3 times.
Yeah.
Dot,
To be fair,
dot.
he had characters to spare, right? But yeah. Okay. But at least you know that you got it and you got a reply from him. So that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, so Arya in the room with the glowing eye of Janus. What's the plan?
She is very confused because she's never seen it doing this.
It glows every time you
she's
use
a
it,
bit-
just so you know. Like every time you use it, it does glow.
Yeah, but not
Not consistent. It's not like
consistently,
it's
right?
not,
Like it glows and then it dims almost. It
Yep.
starts dimming almost as soon as we
yeah,
arrive
exactly.
from A to B. So she wouldn't have seen it do exactly this before, and she's a bit like, what'd you do to my orb, mate? Without actually obviously saying these words, even if he was here, because that would be a bit odd. But yeah, she's looking at it and she's not really sure whether to touch it or not. Maybe he's left it doing some sort of magical test, and in this room she wouldn't have a Scooby if that's happening, because like you said, detect magic in this room would probably
Yeah, everything.
be a freaking firework.
Well, if it looks exactly how it looks when you use it, it's probably in use, right? So it's just a matter of, do we want to interfere with whatever he's currently doing with it?
I guess. I don't know. She's gonna be looking around and like examining it from all angles, but without actually touching it. Like circling the table and like bending over and crouching down and like getting on her tiptoes. That sort of like, what is going on? Sort of investigation. Actually, yeah. Could I properly like try to figure out what's going on? Yeah, I don't know, either Arcana or investigation to try to figure out what might be.
I'd say it's probably Arcana or Insight, based on what you've got access to, like knowledge-wise.
I'd recommend using that inspiration.
Probably. Because, I mean, can I perhaps save it for something else, though? I don't know. Excuse me. Receiver is probably going to be here soon anyway, so I think I'm just going to have a cursory look at it.
Okay.
That might be the best thing, I think. So I'm just going to use Insight to try to figure out if it's something bad going on. Okay, that's a 14. Not
Okay.
disastrous.
So I think, like, from you trying to gauge your experience with it, right? Because this is a behavioral thing you're trying to do. This is the same as if you...
Yeah, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, and I think like the thing that kind of rings true to you is it does seem like it's holding something open, like a doorway it generates, because that seems to be what it does. It glows when it's in use, like they said. So that's pretty much what you're gauging from this, as if something is clearly still using it.
Oof. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking?
He's in it.
No,
That's what I'm
I'm thinking of
That's
to open,
I like that, Serene. The
The
files are
hell?
in the computer?
which is still open. Which is still open, but just elsewhere.
I
Open the door and be like, what's taking so long?
Oh, the door's open. You're just
Oh,
watching
you'll
first
see.
out. Yeah.
You'll see me like moving around it like it's some sort of, I don't know.
Yeah, and when she's not body blocking it from the doorway, you can probably see the glowing red thing on the desk. But a bunch of randoms turning up to, the guy who's in charge of the magic school's office and saying, yeah, he has a ruby that is ours, right after he's been told he's out, is a bit sus, right? Which is why Ladin was clearly not willing to just be like, yeah, cool, I'll give you a ruby from my boss's office without checking with him.
Well, story lives, but hey. No, I'm just gonna be like, it doesn't usually do this. It's doing this constantly. This is not how this usually acts. Why is it glowing constantly? What did he use it for? Oh, that's why I shouldn't give my items to anybody without me being there. You don't never know what they're gonna do with them.
Well, attune to it. It will tell you all its secrets. It's just another magical item. You've dealt with many. Take some time with it.
Yes, but it doesn't usually do this. I don't know if I should even touch it.
What are you scared of?
I don't know. I don't know what he's done to it. I don't know what it's. It only glows after I've used it, and it never glows continuously. So it's in use, but who could be traveling and where and what could it be holding open?
Surely, if he travelled with it, it would be with him.
Well, true. But yeah, she's like moving around and like looking at it, seeing if from a different angle it, I don't know, shines in a different way and that sort of madness.
No, just like
Those-
the same kind of pulsating light coming from the middle of it, obviously as normal, the kind of red ruby that it is, and it's still sat in that little kind
Yeah.
of tripod of three mechanical metal legs, sorry, that it was sat on like a gem holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he have bookshelves?
Yeah, there's
Or
the place is full of books. Yeah.
Did you expect otherwise? Come on.
Hmm.
This
I'd
his
probably
personal collection, probably.
walk in as well.
Okay.
At
Yeah,
this
I would
point,
have followed at this point too.
Yeah. Like Ladin's just
be
went back
like-
to his desk and just sat there with like his head slumped on it.
One job.
Yep.
Fuck it up.
Well,
I'll be like, walk up and be
I
like,
don't know where he's gone. We don't know when he's returning. We don't know what he's done with it. Goodness.
can we not just pick the eye up? Looking at
I
Aria like,
think we can, but I don't know what it might happen if it's in use. Like, what
okay,
if it takes to
right.
wherever it's open?
Ryan, can I look for like a fire poker or something like that now?
I
weird.
have
I never thought of that.
arrows. You can use one of my arrows if you want.
He also gave a
Ah.
crowbar to Bastiel
Yeah,
2
but
seconds
you have a
ago.
crowbar.
Yeah, but they're
Well, I can't
needed.
do anything.
They're needed for stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I'll take one of Serene's arrows and I'll just like poke the eye with it.
Okay, yeah. How hard you poking it?
Oh God! Don't break
Like-
it, please.
Like just like not like stabbing it. Literally just to touch it.
Yeah, and you hear the clink of metal on glass.
Uh
The arrowhead hitting the glass of the. I say glass loosely, obviously. Crystal is
and,
what I really
and
mean.
Yeah.
that all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wow.
give Serene back the arrow and I'll be like, I don't know
I'll just
magic,
pick it
but
up.
yeah, I'm like, I think it's safe.
I'll just pick it up. I'm like, fuck it. Worst case scenario, I might just die.
Do it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll pick it up.
You pick it up.
And I've got my hand on
Glowing. Yeah.
Arya's shoulder when she does it. Just
And I'll be like, hey, nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
to
there
San,
nothing to worry about? Does it feel normal?
Arya, can you give me a wisdom save?
Fuck. I knew it. I knew it. I
Ari,
knew
you
it.
get a plus
I
2,
knew
so
it.
it's like, yeah, whatever you get a plus 2, because,
I get +7 on wisdom saving throw, so there's that. Okay.
you also get that,
Okay.
so we're fine.
I pressed the button. I don't know if it. Oh no, it looks like it's moving it. I don't want to move it. I just want to click it. This still not. Okay, that's a 16.
It's an 18.
So 18 in
technically.
total.
Yep. Nice. Nice.
That's really good. Okay, cool. I mean, I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
it's good. I don't know what the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You start to get a bunch of random flashes in your head, like you're seeing various places, but nowhere you recognize. Like a bunch of like very
okay.
quick images like flash through your brain, but nothing familiar at all to you.
Oh.
And then
Is it just like
as soon as
places or?
yeah, it seems just like random locations. But then after like a couple of those images flash by, the eye just dims again.
Is it noticeable that this is happening to Arya?
The eye dims after she picks it up, and that's noticeable.
I mean, I'd just be like, yeah, see, eye's fine.
I'm not sure. I usually don't see places when I pick it up. I saw places. Not bad places, just places where I've never been, which is odd. I don't know if he took it somewhere
Yeah,
this time, but yeah,
maybe it's
that
yeah, maybe the eye
that's
has
odd.
memories
Well,
of
it didn't
where
have
it's
memories
been.
before. It didn't have the
Hmm.
memories any other times when I've used it before. So if it's got memories, they've just been unlocked, perhaps. I don't know.
We can add it to the list to find out.
Yeah.
We need Santa Cora, but Bastille needed
And this time
repairs first.
Arya's gonna say this out loud, right? Because so far she and Bastille have been looking up the same thing, but not knowing. She says, "Yeah, list of things to look up: heart of the mountain, fire elementals, and nothing big. No biggie. No mysteries of the world to unravel."
I see. I was going to say, oh shit. Then he's going to look out the door and see if the pile of 8 books are still okay. I know one randomly got destroyed, or 2. That was one of the things you asked me to remind you about.
Yep.
And when it came, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing was the frost thing, the boon.
Yeah. So obviously, the memory of that is that that's no longer applicable. That's gone. I think you've adjusted yourself, I assume, back down the health chain.
Yeah.
Alas. Yeah.
Would I notice you like running out of the room to like check on the books?
I'm
not being subtle.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just sat on that guy's desk. Where are we here?
Okay.
Where are we here? Because I assume you just walk up and dump them.
Check what got him so interested. Be like, oh, what's up? Did we miss something?
Yes, I found a number of books concerning the forge and its so-called being underneath the mountain.
The heart of the mountain, yes.
Right. Yeah, I know they're around here somewhere. Just hoping they weren't torched and all of that.
Oh, well, no, I don't think so, because when I was looking into it, some students just went and picked a bunch of them up, so I don't know where they would have put them, but and then I probably look down and recognize some of the spines and realize. Like, did you get students to find you books instead of you finding them yourself?
Oh, it's only fair. I put in my work. I put in my dues. I'm a student too, you know.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I was looking into as well, because, well, speaks evil. The heart.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of like lean into you a bit. they should be.
As she's leaning into me, I raise a hand to her forehead to check her temperature.
Okay. To roll medicine.
I give you a dirty look.
She seems in good spirits, right? In good health as well. Yeah.
What did it say?
Well, and I'll start telling you a bit about the people that were, looking for gold in the mountain, and they ended up hearing voices about, let me dig deeper and deeper, sort of thing. They thought it was the gold, but I don't think it was the gold, because I happen to know that it speaks to people. Poor thing doesn't quite understand the concept of, well, language and time and space and all that, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely trapped. Whether or not it should be freed, well, that's a different matter. But yeah, it's definitely there and trying to reach out and, well, connect
Trying
with
to reach
people
out.
and
I'll
any
be kind
food.
of moving the books around and starting to dig through them. And as I'm doing that, I'll just fill Aya in on how I tried to talk to it. I don't think I did get through, because now he kind of believes that he only ended up talking to the source.
Okay.
Rather than the mountain. Well, if it's so desperate, why wouldn't it talk to me? Perhaps it only responds to greed. Do you consider yourself greedy? I don't.
Of course not. No, it's
Strange.
not gold. People thought it was the gold talking to them, but that's wrong. Just because they were looking for gold doesn't mean the gold was talking to them. It's just the heart of the mountain.
Just the heart of the mountain.
Well, just. She kind of like makes a face, kind of like, yeah, I know, not just, but in the sense that those people were not crazy, they just didn't know what was talking to them. Not crazy, just a bit misinformed and just made the wrong assessment, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it wants out, but I don't know what that would mean. So of course I didn't promise anything.
Yeah.
It stuck to me and it didn't speak to you. She's not saying that, but like, you just know it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so
that's
so I'm a bit confused here because it feels like there are about 3 different pages everybody's reading from. So Bestial, you were referring back to obviously that pile of 8 books that we mentioned before. Are you saying that you're going back to the library to get them, or that you brought them from the library, which is what I assumed you were saying, to here?
Yeah. I went
Okay,
to go
cool.
get them as soon as I remembered them, and I left.
If that's the case, if you've wandered off from the part to go grab them, just that you've remembered them now, perfect. As you're like near the bottom floor, which is the one the library's on, obviously the same like level, sorry, that you've worked your way down from the office, because the office is near the top of this building. You work your way down, you see Rasira like slowly walking up the stairs, kind of catching his breath, as you're heading down towards the library area. And he goes, "Ah, yes, you, hello. I got your message." And he smiles at you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Like a bunch of scrolls under his arm, and he's like definitely like holding onto the banister, just catching his breath. So many stairs in this place. Are we not up? No? Are we? He looks back down like almost longingly.
Come with me. I'll take you to the others.
Right.
Gonna pick him up.
Oh God. Well, no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do.
Keep in mind, this is you on your way to get the books, so.
Yeah, I've already got a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is you. This is like when you left to go get them on your way down. Because remember, he'd appeared back in the library, so he's just slowly worked his way back up looking for you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah. I walk past him and I pat him on the shoulder and I say, kind of sarcastically, "You've got this." Like he's had the hardest job of anyone today.
Yeah.
You can deal with.
He gives you like an affirmative nod of determination, and then just takes it. You can hear him taking a deep breath, and then that's him making the rest of his journey up the stairs. Yep. With his arm full of scrolls. Yep. And then you can like head down, grab your books, and head back up. We did roll last time, and we'll cover that in the interim. But we rolled for how many books are useful and how many are actually useless. We did pretty damn well out of that, to be fair, because I think only 3 of them were useless. So we did
nice.
good. Yeah, like it was a good turnout. The temptation I had as a GM to not have to create loads more lore was mighty. But when I make up rules in my head, I'll stick by them. Yeah. So I think you can probably, by the time Rosira gets there, you can probably have caught back up.
Okay.
So you both arrive at the same time back up in the library. While they were gone though, Serene, Crumbar and Arya, what was your conversation with the dull eye now in the office?
I'll just look at my hands and look at it and wonder if I'm somehow tainted, and dangerous now. Like, Serene got bit and then suddenly from her arm starts bleeding randomly and whatever. And part of me is like, wonder if something bad happened to me. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be like...
Yeah, just look a bit worried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Crumbar?
She doesn't understand what happened to Serene. I don't think Serene understands what happened to Serene.
No.
So...
Nor does the
so
GM.
it's also quite... Well, yeah. So it's all quite worrisome.
Yeah.
But she won't be saying much. And she says, "Well, I hope whatever information we find is good, and I hope I didn't cause any problems to her deck by taking this back. But we do need it if we are to go. We can't really do much without the assistance of the worm. So we really should go and free him." That sounds like like it should be like it should be the next priority. How though, that's a different matter. But hopefully once we're there we'll figure out where he is, and that would help us plan his liberation. Hopefully.
Crumbar, you with us, buddy? You're muted on Discord. But you didn't say BRB.
Because Arya doesn't quite know, she just knows Santa Cora, but she has no fucking clue where he is.
I've literally just been like trying to reply. Sorry, there's folks shouting outside my house, so I'm muted and must have forgot to unmute. Sorry. I'll be like, so yeah, so.
And then you wonder why we weren't replying to you.
Yeah.
Ignoring you.
So I'll be like, once we get to Santa Cora, I believe we'll find him there. Celeste has informed me that is where he is for now, but he won't be there for long, which is why time is finite. That arrow that I gave you is what we can use to break the chains that hold him.
Oh.
How do we find him once we're there?
Yeah, that is what I'm worried about, because Santa Cora is not going to be this teeny tiny place, is it? Not like he's going to be in the center of the town with chains around him and easy to find. He's probably in a dungeon somewhere underneath.
I'm trying not to meta game here, so I'll just be like, we'll just need to pull our resources and see what we and work that we need to pull our resources and work as quickly as we can. I'm sure between us all we have the skills needed to find them.
Yeah. No, Arya was definitely just thinking, how in like all these old like films and stuff, the people that are, they'll be tied up by their neck and hands in the city center. like
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
in vent sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
she's
not
like,
like
it's not gonna be like that. They're gonna be in somebody's like,
yeah, it's not
you
going to
know,
be like
old
GGW
house.
over here.
Big
Yeah,
neon
yeah,
letters.
that's kind of what she meant
Yeah,
with that.
no, I
It's
get
not
you.
gonna
I get
be.
you. If you're not comfortable, Dan, I didn't. Dan know that Rasiera's here now. Did Bastille and him
No.
join us again, or
No,
okay?
this is
Not
a
yet.
conversation you get before they'll turn up. They'll turn up at the end of this
Right,
conversation,
okay.
though.
And I'll just say to her, it's like if Rasiera does return to us, and you're not and we're not comfortable to use. Sorry, if Rasiera does get back to us, and you're not comfortable using the eye, we can ask him to teleport us. But we need to see to Bastille first. He needs repairs.
Yes.
Um,
I think Rasiera might be able to look at the eye and figure out if something evil was done to it or with it. So that might help.
and I'll just kind of like turn to Callie and be like,
Serene.
"This." And I'll just turn to Serena and be like, is this plan okay with you?"
Serene.
Yeah, I guess Serene just doesn't not really sure of anything at
She's
the moment.
overwhelmed. She's had a
Yeah.
complex day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
I
doesn't
can't.
know.
I can't
We'll
blame her.
just
She
doesn't
thinks
know.
she single-handedly opened the fucking hellhole. That's gonna be traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
It is heavy, to be fair, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'll go where we need to.
and I'll just kind of put a hand on. I'll be like, we'll keep you safe. You can hold your own as well. Don't
It-
forget that.
It's not me I'm worried about.
A chill goes up Crumbar's spine.
I mean, obviously, I'm more up. Like Hannah's not here, so and be like, "Look, put your worries to the back. They'll only slow us down." Just give her a smile, and then be like, "Do we go grab Bastille then?"
He said he's coming back himself.
Oh, is he going to come back?
Yeah.
Well,
Why would he
okay,
not? He was just gonna pick up some books.
okay. Well, while we're here, can I look to see if I can find my jug?
No, because I said Bastille was going to turn up as soon as that conversation was over. So Bastille and
Okay,
Rasira
fair
make
enough.
their way into the office. And then, because Bastille, you catch back up to Rasira as he's working his way up the stairs. He just turns to you and gives you like a kind of knowing look as if, see, I made it. Doesn't say anything, and he just looks at the pile of books and just pats them reassuringly.
Oh my, how you've grown in the time since we last saw you. Good job, Razira.
It gives you like a funny look, like he doesn't know what that is. He goes, "I know, Bastille, I might not look as aged as I am, but I have been teased once or twice in my time. So please, a kindness when you can afford so." He gives you like he gives you a cheeky look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, flesh is a strange thing.
He stops when you say that and he turns and goes, "Isn't it?" And then carries on.
I've got this on my back.
It pulls up his robe, shows you like a boil on his ankle.
Idea just makes me, that sort of idea just makes me think of that, like, you know, like really, really white dog
Right?
that's amongst the sheep, and the sheep kind of forgot he's not a dog.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dog. That's you. And yes, flesh is weird, and he's like, yes, it is, isn't it? How would you know?
I think that just raises questions nobody wants answers to. So
Yeah.
So yeah, and then yeah, like so, Crumbar. Once you're finished saying that, you see both of them heading towards the office door. But like, doesn't mean so you have to leave immediately, right? That's just the scene we're painting now. So Now,
Well,
if you want to trash his office, you can.
yeah, okay. Well, can I look
Oh,
for
let's not do
my
that.
jug?
Sure.
Do you want me to roll in for it
Yeah,
or
investigate.
investigate?
So we'll take a bit of time.
And Cromber is gonna just secretly buy himself inspiration because you know, this is he's like, oh, I could get that back. And wait for Ryan to prove that.
It's done.
Cool.
Oh.
So investigation. Not 28.
Oh, yep. You find zero trace of it. You're very confident in that.
It's in the recycling.
Mm.
Right. Okay. I will. Just being sad, I'll just be like, well, right, Bastille, you need fixed up. Where should we go? Where do you need to go?
Before you move too far ahead of me here, Grumbar, let's maybe slow down a bit. Everybody's super hyped to get their say in tonight, it seems, which is good. But what you do find when you're investigating is a familiar bound book.
Oh,
Not that you've seen the book before, but you've seen the same style of book before. And it was, obviously in the vicinity of Ordak's desk.
One of Aramos's books.
Seems to be very similarly bound to the way Aramos bound his books.
I will point it out and just like, guys, and I will pick up the book and be like, that's not one of Aramos's.
And like mostly only Arya has any clue for
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
To be fair, Basil, I think you have seen.
Yeah, with us when we were in Don Drabella's library, and that one kept. We
Well,
showed
attacked
her one,
Grumbar.
and the ink fell out weirdly.
Yeah, and it also attacked Grumbar in the doorway of her
Yeah.
library as well. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bastel would have been there for that.
Yeah.
You know, like, is there any, you know what, yeah, let's say, I mean, not that opening up books has went bad for us already, but yeah, let's open it up and have a wee look.
Okay, yeah. It's blank.
I'll be like, typical book of his. I am going to store it the now for later.
You're taking it with you, are you?
Yeah.
Add it to your inventory.
What will I call it?
I don't know. Aramos's book found in Oradak's library?
Book of maybe
Oradak's Aramos book? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever makes you remember it.
Sure, done.
Okay.
I'll be like, right, anyway.
We are not thieves though, so I think Arya would like get a piece of paper like on his desk and like put a note on it saying, "Oh, by the way, we saw this and we think it used to belong to one of our friends. It's with us now."
Yeah, you can scribble that down, yeah. And I think Rasira looks at everything and goes, right, so you all look very determined now, and that's good. Are we ready to continue with our quest? And he kind of gives it like a triumphant arm pump.
I'll be like, we know that. I'll just kind of turn around and like, we know the plan, guys. Let's get Bastille fixed up and then head to Santa Clara. Savvy?
I think Rasira looks at you and looks over at Bastille and goes, are you injured?
I move the pile of books I'm holding to the side so he can get a look at the shaking chassis.
Yeah, like I think he'll
Oh,
like
that's a good name of a pub.
he'll look at you. He'll look up and he goes, "Oh yes, I see. May I?" And he goes to like he did that thing where he went to go like rest his hand on your chassis, but he stops before he touches you and looks. He goes, "May I?"
I raise a hand and I say, "You may inspect."
And he like dumps his pile of scrolls somewhere fairly swiftly, and he has a quick look over you quite meticulously. Yeah, this does take a wee bit of time as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very careful that he shouldn't make any actions. Look,
I mean, what he does is now fully on him.
yeah.
Yep. But yeah, he's definitely giving you a good once over. This feels like a medical, right?
Ah,
He's moving
so this
around you. Yes, this is what it's like. Yeah. And he kind of takes a step back after like a good 5 minutes of this, and looks you up and down and goes, "Yes, well, I dare say there's something not quite right from what I am used to of you thus far, which granted is not a great deal. So you don't normally rattle."
No, but it's okay. I have a specialist. We'll see to this in no time.
Right. Who, if you don't mind my curiosity, is this specialist?
Oh God, I don't want to tell him Flick's name.
Who's the specialist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
A fan of Brewblades. I ran into him perusing Horizon. Horizon? No, it wasn't Horizon. High Rock.
High Rock, yeah.
High Rock. Yeah. So I bumped into him looking for something to do in High Rock.
I see. Quite, yes. Yes, it seems like this High Rock has more to offer than just mere good lunch venues, which we never quite got to sample, unfortunately. Yes. Why was that again? He just starts like tapping his lip as if trying to remember something. And then he looks over and then says, "But yes, anyway, this is fascinating. I would very much like to be involved as much as possible within your permissible." And he waves vaguely a hand and not finishing that sentence. He goes, "But yes," and he turns back and picks up his big pile of scrolls and holds one up triumphantly and says, "I found the Rod of Pa." And then we go to break.
Wow.
What?
So, we'll take a 10-minute break here, guys, and we'll be right back. So, see you in 10 minutes, folks. Bye-bye. Muted. We're back on the RP stream, and welcome back to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 94, part 2. I'm Ryan, the GM. It's the 18th of June, 2021, and here are the players.
I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the Half-Elf Druid.
Sean and I play Bastiel, the Warforged Cleric.
I'm Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, the Half-Orc Paladin.
I'm Callie, and I play Serene, the Firbolg Ranger.
Yay! So,
Hey.
we ended with Rasira's little bombshell of I found Rod of Pa. So, he's got his scroll held aloft and he's looking very pleased with himself.
I will just be like, what the hell? Like, where did you find this?
Do you mean you found its location? Because Arya's like looking at him, and he obviously doesn't have it on him. He's just.
Oh, does he not have it on him?
You definitely turn everybody's volume up, Scott, because I said he held a scroll aloft, yeah. So.
I'm just gonna turn my volume up in general. So.
Yeah, and he looks everything excited and he goes, yes, I understand there'll be many questions, but you see, where I found it, well, I was in the library earlier, when we all went, and he gestures to everybody.
Yes.
And that's where I found the information.
Mm-hmm.
And he just nods, like he's answered your question.
In the library?
He smiles and nods, yes. And then I decided to take that information and compare it to my own notes back in Omen. And it seems like these were accurate, he nods.
So, where is it?
I didn't go there. Wherever that says it is.
Well, it seems it was taken to an area of great significance known as the Temple of the Hidden Descent. He just nods.
Oh.
Eagerly, like that's, again, everybody should know what that is, according to him.
Do we?
Oh, I was about
No.
to ask if Arya would have any
No.
Scooby.
None of you have ever heard of it before.
Oh.
I'll be like,
And where would this be?
He looks and he goes, you mean you don't know of it?
No, I've not been to many places. Well, I have, but not just big places, you know?
He nods. Yes. And he's giving you like definitely a sympathetic look. Nice. Well, this is located in the Bitter Woods.
where's that? What one's that?
It's east of where you are just now.
East? What, like there?
Okay.
Oh wait, where are we just now? I can't
Would
remember.
we know
So
where that is? We are.
Oh right, yeah. So
you're
there?
like
Yeah,
here
we're
in Anvil, and
Oh yeah. So
this
it'd be like
is the Bitter
yeah.
Woods. You're going west, Scott. That's west.
there.
Yeah, because where you were pointing, that's where I'm from. That's the Kentwoods there.
Yeah. This is like, isn't this like where we started?
Yeah.
Oh man, we started here.
Yep. That's where Celeste's
memory.
gateway led out to, remember?
Yeah, memories.
And you killed those royal guards that you probably don't want to talk about because you pushed them in the river after he's killed them.
Oh.
What cards? No idea what they were bandits, bro. Bandits.
Okay.
They shot first. Yeah, so be like, and why would what is this temple?
Alexei, it's one of the oldest buildings left on Cadence.
Oh.
Why would the Rod of Pa be taken there? Who? What ritual they plan? What ritual would happen there?
Alexei, ritual? No ritual would be there. It's just a good place to keep things that you're not using.
And be like, It's
And then,
Like,
like,
it's
he
not-
looks
it's not
like
kind of
he
way I'm
looks
like-
up and down, like you don't seem convinced as the look he's got. And then
Yeah,
he
I would
picks
just
up
be like,
all
well-
the scrolls he's got, and he like waves them at you and goes, "If you don't believe me, here's the material," and he throws it at you.
I'll be like, oh no, I believe you. Just who put it there? Do you know?
It wasn't written by the person who did this, of course. This is most likely its location. I haven't been there yet. I figured I'd come back and inform you as soon as I found this out. Did you want me to go myself and
Yes,
look
that
at this?
sounds ideal.
I'll be like, it's much.
No, I think we should all go together.
Thank you.
I'll be like, yeah.
He turns and he kind of nods and he goes, "Yes, yes, yeah, that's okay." And you can see the
Mhm.
annoyance is like wearing off now that like you're thanking him for it, and he's like
Yeah.
kinda like that wearing as he's looking at you through, and he kind of nods and looks back at
Fingers.
Arya and says, well, seems like you've had a plan. If this wasn't the plan, then what was your plan?"
Yes.
I would like crack my fingers and be like, well, I still think we should do the worm, get to the worm first, as he said, it's a limited window. And
We
Worm.
need
once
the
we
gods
get,
to forge the item, so if we need to get the god first, then that's absolutely fine.
Worm, god,
It makes
dragon,
sense. That is
the great
time
gold worm you speak
sensitive.
of.
yes,
Who is
great gold
this?
worm.
Who is this she? What's limited?
Time.
Who
Somehow
should
we have limited time.
To do what?
we to find the great gold worm? He's in Santa Cora just now, and we need to go set him free.
He chuckles to himself and goes, "I would imagine a big gold worm would be quite easy to find."
Let's hope so. But to first, then, to our Warforged friend. Bastille, where do you need to go?
Yes,
Alright.
we need you in full operating form.
Plus, I need you to make me shit, buddy.
I will while I'm there.
Yeah. It's just that kind of, I totally care about your health, make me my things.
High Rock, we will equip ourselves before this expedition. Does anyone else need anything?
Like,
I know Gamba has a request.
I
I'll
mean,
be like,
just
I'm
a few
done.
more arrows.
I should probably get more diamond dust,
Arrows.
Don't you need a weapon?
just in case.
I'll be like, it's like, Bastille will see to that. The rest we get in High Rock, well, Bastille being repaired. And I'm like, I'll look at Bastille, be like, yeah, is that offensive to say? Like, because I'm like, I don't want him to think that I'm like, yeah, he's broken. I guess just the way I've said it, I'm like, yeah, it's like, well, if he's broken, we'll get another one.
No, it's fine.
Anyways, good. But yeah,
He knows he's one of a kind, guys. It's fine.
yeah. So the question, so the question just remains. I'm like, are these items that we could get in High Rock?
I'm probably just going to take the time there to make them, if it's like tools and stuff.
So what's the plan, guys?
High Rock?
I rock.
Yeah.
How's getting there?
Think
The
so.
Okay.
Andrew, you know how to use the eye?
Or we
Do
could
we
just use
ask-
it.
Mr.
Arya's going
Rasira?
to show Rasira the eye and say, when we came back, it was glowing. That continuous glowing of just, well, that glowing from what just has been used, but it was continuous. And it makes no sense. And she'll like hold it up to Rasira. Do you think it's been tampered with somehow? I don't know if we should
He
try
gives
to use
you
it as freely as I did before.
a curious look, and he goes, "May I inspect it?"
Yes.
And he mage hands it out of your hand carefully. And it just kind of like
Ooh,
hovers.
there's a leak.
I know. And it kind of hovers in front of him. And he kind of looks and goes, "Well, I understand that some of you aren't as familiar with the infusing of magic in the mundane, but sometimes when magic has been laced through an object, it has a residual
Yes.
effervescence and it glows, you see, because of the magic."
I'll just like kind of step in, but
So it's
like
been
like
infused magic.
I imagine it's been infused with quite a lot of magic for the feats it's able to achieve, and he kind of like mage hands it back over to you carefully.
is that like a memory? Like the item has a memory?
It is more like you are teaching a skill that the item remembers.
And I just kind of look at Arya and be like, hee hee, I was almost right.
But it makes no sense because when I picked it up and it was glowing, I saw places.
Yes, because
Places
of
I've
the
never been
magic.
to.
What
The
places?
magic that Yorp had before? Or that it's been infused in it. That's what I don't quite understand. If perhaps
Was this
the
ruby yours
memories.
first, and then it was given power, or was it given to you with power?
It was given to me with power.
Then I do not know.
Ah.
What places did you see? Surely the last few places it was taken to, it was used for, the imprints of its history. So I guess where did
Maybe, but I don't know.
I think when you say that,
It's
like
not
Rhaenyra
places
cuts
I've
in.
went to.
Rhaenyra cuts into Bastel's statement there and goes, "Or perhaps where it wishes to go," excitedly.
wishes?
And be like,
To grumble about how everything in this world
yeah.
has wishes now.
Arya, if, and I would just be like, maybe best not use that. And Receiver, would you be able to take us to High Rock?
Yes. However, I would state that we should not spend too much time
No.
not
No, we
pursuing.
cannot.
And then he looks at the floor where at Crumbar's feet there's a pile of scrolls, and he mage hands one back up to himself and holds it aloft as if it's the rod. The rod.
Agreed.
Yes. We need to go get it. Right after, and I look towards Crumbar, right after we free the Great Golden Worm.
You just see me smile. I'm like,
Of course.
that kind of like
your mouth might just
I think
break.
Rhaenyra takes like a half step back and then just like absent-mindedly just starts to like mage hand up all the fallen parchments. And then once they're under his arm, he says, No. What if whoever has your great gold worm is
Yes.
formidable?
and we will deal with them.
No. I need you to deal with
By the way, we
the temple,
do need
not
a god to put together the item. Without a god to put together the item, having the pieces would not work at all either.
It is still up for debate whether even having all the pieces, including this god, would work. However, I see your point. But if I cannot get into the temple without you, my emotions to all of you, then I doubt yous will get in without me. And he hoists up the scrolls as if, the scrolls told me. I fear I fear that yous are chasing the wrong god. And he looks to you, Crumbar, apologetically, like he knows that's gonna sting.
Yeah.
But he says, yous already have the favour of an old god. Waves to the eye. Why not use this to your advantage?
Thing is,
because that one would also be an ally in this challenge. So we'd be getting more than just somebody that could put together an item. We'd be
Yeah.
getting somebody be willing to assist in getting this fixed and sorted. It is his people that are currently being the first line of defense right now. He will want to help them. As the second we free him, I
Yeah,
bet
like,
that unless he is
he's got like
very
a
weakened
fussy
and
looking
wounded,
face, right? Like
he will
Rhaenyra's
want to
face
help.
scrunches up a bit, like when you're talking, as if you are making
Mhm.
sense, but he's not happy.
Oh yeah, yeah, we get
Yeah.
that.
And he's like, this detour could derail the entire quest, though. You see.
Not if we do it very quickly.
No, precisely if we
It's-
rush into it.
It's a
not
risk.
a detour.
Mhm.
It's
It's a mi-
necessary.
And then Rhaenyra looks at you like he was about to give you a quote, and then stops himself, and then says, "To you, it is necessary, but to the quest, it is optional. You did not state you need a specific god for this ensemble, and yet you chased the one so far out of reach."
Because it's the right thing to do.
And
It is not simply for the ensemble, it is a windfall on the battlefield. We will destroy every demon and repress and suppress the breach as it stands, and then we will cauterize the wound once it is closed.
I think he looks at it and goes, "Yes, in an ideal scenario, we'd all get what we wanted. I understand how much of a boon this worm would be to the cause, but..." And he looks at everybody like he's staring at crazy people. "Do you not see the folly in this decision?
No, I
The rod
understand
lies
the-
within our grasp, and yet you wish to chase something powerful enough to bind a god." And he just gives you
Just
like
out of
the...
curiosity, what makes you think that there is a big rush in getting the
Yeah.
rod? Is it
Because if we get
I mean,
to the
likely
temple and it is
to-
not there, we have a lot more work ahead of us.
Okay, well, we can always split the party, but
No.
right now, let's get Bastille seen to, because this is just wasting time.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
can discuss this while he's getting his
Mhm.
MOT.
While he's getting. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I like
So
it how
I'll-
initially you were just like, I don't want to talk about
Oh.
him like he's a machine, and then
it's
you're
not
like,
an
he's
MOT,
getting
it's
his
a
MOT.
refit,
Like,
okay? It's a
within-
refit.
within like
Yeah,
less than 5 minutes of each other.
I know, right?
Correction. Crumbar didn't want to talk to him like he was just a machine. Scott, on the other hand.
To be fair, Scott did have a sci-fi machine.
I know.
Right. Okay, in that case, Rhaenyra says, "Well, everybody stand close then, and we'll go to High Rock then."
Yay, grip hug.
And he picks up
Make
his,
it-
his pile of scrolls, making sure he's got all of them. And then, kawoosh, and away he's go.
Yay.
I know it's easy. Like it's kind of weird because you're like, "Well, where's the special effects?" Oh yes, kawoosh. There we go. And these are there.
Yeah, Ria's very confused on my shoulder. She's like, the fuck, this is not how we usually do this.
Yeah, it's like the sea air hits you hard, obviously, because you just had like stale mountain air for a while. And by mountain air, I mean
Oh, well.
inside the mountain, obviously, because Anvil's inside
Yeah.
a mountain.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah.
you get the nice salty sea air.
Ria's happy and she just flies off my shoulder in
Yeah.
like big circles and such because she's
Yeah.
outside again. Yay.
Yeah, there's a sky again. Yay! Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess it's just like, whereabouts in High Rock are we?
Probably that park again. That's the last place he took you.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll just be like, Bastille, where to?
To Flitix.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
And I just smile and just because I'm like, I know that. It's like, lead the way. And I'll turn to Arya and Serene and be like, are yous coming with us?
Was there a shop anywhere near Flitix that where I could buy diamond dust? Well, diamonds.
He's a jeweler. Just so you know.
Okay. I thought he was a jeweler. I
Yep.
thought he was a mechanic. He fixated. Okay, yeah, I'm going.
No, he's a tinker like as a hobby,
I'm
but he is a
going, okay.
jeweler as a profession. So yeah.
Yeah, I messed that one up. Sorry.
That's
I thought
okay.
he was like
It's just it's nice to answer that because it was really easy and simple. Because like he is in fact a jeweler. Yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yes, he would have diamonds then.
As we walked out, I want to
to
say to
before you
Serene,
get into it, sorry,
and
Serena, is there anything you want to do while you're here before we get into the RP?
Just want to buy some more arrows.
Yep.
That's about it.
Guess I'm gonna step back and let Bastille continue talking to Serene.
yeah, I want to say to them, we're in the open air again, finally. I imagine that soon we'll find ourselves underground or in some pit, or even underwater this time. Any chance we could make some progress with the High Druid while we're out here?
I suppose I don't really know how I would contact them. I've never really tried
Trees. Whoa.
I can
I haven't-
speak to plants, but would I just speak to the plant? I don't know
I think
how.
Rasira leans into this conversation and he says, "Yes, very unreliable, the druids in my experience."
Well, how different can they be from fleshlings? Speak to a plant king.
Rasira seems to consider this deeply.
Well, I wouldn't call druids unreliable. A lot of my family.
Rasira just like nods sympathetically
Arya's
to
just
you.
looking between the two of you. Because,
Yep.
you may use fire a lot, but she's still nature girl.
Yeah, Bastille just like, if only we had a druid to
Yeah.
talk to now, what would they say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Arya eventually you were saying?
Yeah, maybe you could help. Have you ever
Well,
talked
I
to the
don't
High
know.
Druid
Apparently,
before?
my kind are unreliable.
Yes, quite so in my experience. Yes.
Well, he's not getting healed first when he gets injured. That's for sure.
But like he seems oblivious to the idea that he's insulting you, right? Like he definitely seems oblivious to the fact that he's insulting you.
Yes.
I've always been quite jealous of druids, really.
Oh. Well, each person's, I guess, different in their own way. No reason to really be jealous of each other. And Arya just doesn't know what to say because she's not diplomatic's person and
yeah, the only thing
such.
like Arya, the only thing you'd know from your experience of druids would be that any of them with a bit of clout behind them are very territorial. But that's it. Like that's the only notable trait about any of them with a bit of clout around them. But that's the ones that like take their job super seriously towards like the wildwoods and the High Druid and like people that claim to be like priests and priestesses of the High Druid and stuff like that. And like they'll claim like this is my grove, I protected for the High Druid, and if somebody comes into it, it becomes like an almost antler clashing level of get out. So that's the only thing you'd know from the higher ups, but probably everybody's fairly pleasant.
Sure.
When they have nothing to defend.
Well, she'll actually say, well, they're very reliable when it comes to, protecting whichever area that they've, been entrusted with. Very, very good at that. Very, very protective and reliable in that respect. Don't know about the rest,
yes.
but in that at least.
Like, Rosira seems to be agreeing with you until he just mutters, yes, very stubborn, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we know some people like that. Yes.
He's nodding, like he's agreeing with you, right? Just kind of oblivious to obviously your implication.
But yeah. So she says, yes, it would be a good thing if we were to be able to contact the Hydrid, make sure everything is as it should be. That prophecy from a while ago still makes me uncomfortable.
Prophecy?
But of course it well all the forest will burn.
He gives you a
Um
look like this is the first time he's hearing this. Huh?
yeah. Well, it's not the first time we have heard of it because we've heard it from what's his face, and then we read it in the
Yep.
in the dwarf library, didn't we?
Yeah. You are definitely in the know of the forest that walks shall burn.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell him exactly where the two sources were. Though he
Fair.
was with us in the library, but
Well, the first thing
I'll
he did as
mention
soon
to
as you
him.
got in the library, he went off away
The
himself.
forest. Yeah. Well, the forest that walks shall burn, and the forest that walks. That's well. That's bad.
What will it burn?
For the high druid, so that's a bad sign. So, it's
Ilias looks confused.
it'd be good to double check that things are okay, especially since there's hellholes just randomly appear, and they burn. So I makes me wonder if one of them was perhaps open far away where the power of the high druid is strongest, if that's perhaps something that's going on. So it would be good to reach out and make sure it's okay and maybe have some advice. But obviously, with everything that's been going on, it's fallen quite far back in the list of priorities. And she kind of like nods at him in the sense of like, you'll like that. You'll like the fact that we've
He's like,
prioritized things in a different way.
his eyes are like searching as if he's trying to like recall something, and then he kind of like just nods vaguely, like your statement there, and he says, "Yes. You have you looked into this in any way?"
Well, that is my suggestion.
Well,
Well,
I would
we
try to.
we got the information from the library, so obviously it's not been too long.
The okay. We really should find out what it's going to burn. Yes.
No, not it. It's going to burn something. Saying that the forest itself shall burn.
Oh,
Someone.
what was the
something
precise
will
wording
burn.
of the prophecy? The forest that walks will itself
shall
burn.
No, I
No,
didn't think of it that way.
But there is a.
He starts like scratching his head.
Interpret things.
Right.
You can't just take things as they are. You've got to.
He looks at you blankly and goes, "It seems you have been optimistic in your interpretations of this potential prophecy's meaning."
I mean, I think it would be more optimistic to say that the forest is going to burn something else rather than something else
Indeed.
burning the forest.
He goes, I would say this is
that would be
something
horrible.
we wish to attend to once we have recovered the rod and ideally done what we can in roads towards
Yes.
a god
Yeah.
for this artifact.
I mean, I would try to just just see if
Yeah, but
speaking
never
to a
tell
tree would
Rasira
help.
what actually happened there.
No. Technically, like, he should know. right? But how much you would know of that is obviously in the meta.
No. Like of the place, like before he arrived. You know, while he was away with the hellhole and another one being open and being moved away, and
Oh,
I
the
don't know how
library
much of
stuff like
that was
that.
told him.
Like
Yeah.
just what Chan, like Bastiel, sent him a message saying there
Yeah.
was a hellhole. My mage got
Okay.
right.
Mhm.
We should probably figure out how much more to tell them.
Yeah, like Cyril's involvement probably as little as possible based on Isla's
Yeah,
desires. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Let's never mention Cyril again.
Yeah. I
He,
think like
he
while
stays that way.
these are all having these like thought processes, Rasire's obviously deep in thought about this new prophecy that's come to his attention. He says kind of mutteringly,
Mention, yeah.
"Do we think the forest that walks qualifies as a god?"
I could put that to the test
He kind of blinks
right
at you.
now.
Oh.
He just blinks again.
Oh yeah, may I borrow your jar of insects?
Yes. What will you do?
Oh, and some gold, please.
Sure.
I'd like to take Rasira, and hopefully we can win him over to our side about the worm. I'll give him this. No, not this. I look at him before he thinks I'm giving him a jar of insects and bullshit and coins and shit.
Oh wow.
But he's just looking on excitedly at whatever's happening. Like he's just like you've just essentially rolled up your sleeves and said, "I'll take
How
on
much
this
gold
god."
did you need? Because I can give you.
We'll cast divination using the bugs and 25 gold.
Okay, yeah. And I paste it in.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Whoops, they should get consumed. Sorry, I'll find more.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
This is not a
Sacrificial
vegetarian.
offering with your religion.
Yeah. Okay, what's your question?
I was friends with them.
Ask a single question.
Also, keep in
I'll
mind this
say-
is back to the appropriate to your religion. Remember? So
Oof.
again, this doesn't
When
let you like what other people. Remember we had this conversation a few times now. It was you that highlighted it. So
That was for commune.
it literally says to your religion, in the components list.
Oh, my religion. Oh, okay. Then I'll
Yeah.
put something else.
Yeah.
I'll use my augury set because I don't plan on using that spell again.
Okay.
Yeah. I use my like kind of tarot coins, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Do I pop that in as well?
Slave.
Just what? Write down that they're gone.
No, like but keep in mind this is you asking your god then.
It says a god, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
a god or
it's weirdly worded,
With a
isn't
god
it?
or
yeah,
with a god or god's servant.
it's weird.
yeah, commune would be my god. Divination is like much weaker, but it goes to anyone. That's how I interpret it. What do you want to do?
God. So let's have a look. We'll see. 2 seconds. I'll have a quick scan at this. 2 seconds.
Yeah, let me just pull up the goal sheet as well in the meantime. What else can we do while we're here? Commune. Right, I guess, did we even finish doing Aurodax resources to find out more about the eye, or did we kind of just leave before we came back to her?
I mean, did we not steal some of his books that had?
That's true. We could use those, I guess.
Well, that was for the other thing, but I'm hoping that once we meet again with Ordak himself, he will tell us what he found. Cause
Yeah. Learn
I love
more.
how sorry. So just to kind of cut in here, there's very little on this, right? Which is interesting. Very little has been raised about this question, and the way it interacts. Somebody did just say that to skip any headaches, spells like gate and plane shift might be used to contact one more directly. Which I found
love gate.
which I just finished. Yeah, gate is nice. It's a really nice one. It's the second. It's my first spell I pick up at level 17 after Wish.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's funny just because you have a plane shift. But yeah, it's interesting. So it's weird because it implies that you need your god stuff for the components, right? Because it
I think
does
it's
say.
because I'm a cleric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it definitely is clear about that, right? So it says incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to
I think
your
it's your
religion.
god that's empowering you to do that.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're kind of, for example, Celeste is playing Switchboard here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then obviously the text does say your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god servant. Yaska. Blah 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 blah. What's interesting is it doesn't necessarily say you get to pick who. Which is interesting.
Okay.
That's super vague, isn't it? But it's up to you. You can still use divination.
Imagine
or you can take
trying
it back.
to reach the red and keeping on reaching Vishal.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like
the officers of the
no,
red
not-
are busy. We'll redirect your call.
Yeah.
You just hear
hanging
Vishal's
up.
voice. No, hangs up.
The most annoying.
So,
ever.
do you want to carry on using divination, or do you want to change what you were doing?
I'll consume the gold that the tarot coins that pertain to my religion.
Right.
I'll use that set for the casting of divination.
Okay. Yeah.
Just what can I ask it about something to occur within the next 7 days? What do you guys want to ask? It's basically your thing. What would you ask the High Druid?
Is there any imminent threat to you, basically, or something like that? What do you guys think? Something on those lines?
It would probably say like a famine, the scorching of the sun this summer. You know.
Yeah, I know. It'll probably be vague as fuck in that way, but like, does it need our assistance, or what is the bit of it that most like? What is the bit of nature of the world that most needs help right now? Because it might help us point out more hellholes. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that we wanted to ask, and I actually forgot which we'd settled was the most important and relevant one. So,
do it.
I don't know. Decisions, ideas, anybody? My brain's a bit fried today. No joke.
Worry. Because isn't the only one.
We could ask it if it knows anything about the Rod of Pa. We'll do that within the next 7 days. I think. Or the GGW.
Well, were we not doing it to find out if the one that walks, the forest that walks is a god?
Yeah,
It could
that's
be
what
the
I'm doing this
question
for.
to ask: are you the forest that walks?
That's not
unless we know.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not in the next 7
Also,
days,
keep in mind it is not specific who answers this. Remember, so you can't aim it.
True.
It could be a problem.
We need to specifically say it is the High Druid something.
Yeah, like you want to specify your question. Yeah, because it's not who gets it is specified.
Okay.
I like divination so much more now.
It could be something then just like is the High Druid High Druid in danger.
Is the High Druid the forest that walks?
Yeah, that sounds like the best one so far, to be honest.
It's also the
That's
one.
not an activity though. Oh, it's a alt event.
Also, keep in
Oh.
mind the forest that walks and the High Druid. I have said this many times throughout the last 2 years. People call the
Oh,
High
the
Druid the
same thing.
forest that walks.
Okay, so
Ah,
we do
okay,
know that
okay.
already.
Yeah, so you don't need to ask a question
Yeah,
that you would. You can choose to believe that or not in game, right? But you definitely have heard that.
We'll go.
Is the-
Okay, we'll go for.
Is the High Druid the green?
Don't think so.
Okay.
They're completely different entities, man.
Is Magna the red? Is the High Druid the green? Is Visera all together here?
A hairbrush.
Yeah.
It could be like, is
Well,
if
if he is, he won't be
Ooh.
for long because he does sound like like we're driving him crazy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
unless we ask something like, because we're unsure if we released the Heart of the Mountain, if that was going to be the thing that burnt the forest, because it seemed like this immense
Okay.
power, didn't we? So we were like, oh shit, if we released that, is the forest going to burn or something?
Okay.
But that would be, but it's difficult
Yeah.
because it's within the next 7 days.
It could be though. We
Yeah.
could.
Where the forest that walks burns
If
in the next 7 days?
if
Yeah.
the if the Heart of the Mountain is released.
Okay, I will ask that then. That's the best suggestion, I think, because we could do that in the next 7 days. I think. I'll try it.
So what is the question?
If we unleash the being that currently goes by the Forge, will the forest that walks burn?
Okay, so you're naming the Heart of the Mountain the Forge? Is that what you're naming it in this question? 'Cause that's what that sounds like.
I mean, part of the mountain is just what we call it, right?
Powering
No-
the forge.
It's known as the Heart of the Mountain, isn't it?
Oh, it's known as that. I thought we just called it that. Okay.
Yeah, if anything, it's the entity that powers the forge, but it's not the forge itself.
Arguably, it's the Heart of the Forge, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's like a chicken or the egg thing. Okay, I'll call it the heart of the mountain.
Okay.
Okay, so let's rephrase that. So start from the beginning. So I've got it clear in my brain.
Okay. Will the heart of the mountain burn the forest that walks if we unleash it?
You get a very definitive, a very swift answer to this, by the way, and it just says no.
Okay. Well, there was I kind of stumble in the books, like the top of the pile, like it opens and closes, as I kind of judder. What?
Rasira very quickly goes to try and like mage hand it closed as well, just in case they topple.
I chuckle slightly and I keep walking. I say, well, it replied, no. And I just laugh.
Could you tell who replied to you? Did it feel like?
You have no idea.
I have no earthly clue. But I had the High Druid in mind. Is that good enough for you, Razura? Have we proven anything there?
He shakes his head, goes, yes. He looks at, sorry? Yes, it is quite unreliable, the answer, though, wouldn't you say?
Don't know. I barely understand what's beneath the mountain. Are you even aware there's something living down there?
Crumbar's just in shock at this because he's
Like a nod,
not
and he
been
goes,
told any of this.
I would imagine if by living you mean alive, then no. And he just nods, as if half answering you, but kind of obviously trying to work out something else in his head.
There's something that can talk, apparently, and I glare at Arya like crazy shit, right?
You just hear
Yeah.
like Rosira muttering,
Existing
shaking his
there?
head, and just saying,
Oh, just
druids.
like some things seem to have always been in some places.
Hmm.
Some
Okay.
waves keep crashing against the sea. And some just very gently hug the shores.
Rosira nods and goes, that is very
Really
beautiful.
looking. Yes.
And he goes,
There's a lot of things in nature that are so.
the thing you speak of, this heart of the mountain, though, when he's kind of talking half to like Arya, half to Bastille, and he's like,
Yes.
you realise this has driven dwarfs mad for years.
That's right.
Yes, because they thought it was gold talking at them.
No,
They thought
no.
gold could
On it.
talk.
Also, I don't know when that was posted. So, Tom, I don't know. Does Bastille have inspiration? Do you have it ticked on your sheet, buddy?
Yeah, I do. I bought myself some last time.
But like, it doesn't mean to say you can't buy him out for his next role, right? So
Ooh.
yeah. Again, as long as it's used this session, I don't mind.
Oh, I love that because I'm about to slice my own arm off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and having two
Thank you.
double rolls is
Kind of
not the worst.
the best time to have it.
But obviously, it will depend if Tom's A still listening and be able to pick. Oh, he's already changed his mind. Yep, he's moved on to Crumbar.
Oh,
Oh,
nah, let Bastille have it.
I think he's asking if you've got inspiration because
fine,
Bastille has it.
Oh,
It's a difference.
no, I don't.
But hey, so yeah, so Crumbar doesn't have it. The
All right.
oh, it's went to you anyway, buddy, and that's fine. Look at that. Well done. He's just gaslighted Crumbar.
Just teasing.
That's fine. You need to
So you've got a receiver like muttering away, and he goes, "No, the not gold sickness or whatever the dwarves have called their greed." And he waves vaguely in the air. And he taps one of the books in the pile that Bastille's holding. This.
Oh.
And he's tapping the Hollow Citadel. That's one of the titles of the books.
What citadel?
The Hollow Citadel is the title of one of the books.
Hollow.
He's like,
Kind of limbo towards Aya so she can grab the pile without exerting herself. Read quick.
and Rasira like just looks at Arya and sees she isn't moving, then quickly pulls the book out. And he
Why
just,
is he tapping them?
he just hands it to Arya because he doesn't want to hold it.
Yeah, no, Arya will hold it.
Yeah, and it's just
she'll do that thing that people do where they walk and read at the same time.
yeah, and it is all in Dwarven, right? But that should be, no sweat. Yep.
And
And then
I
it
am dwarf
yeah,
ability, but I do not read or speak dwarf.
but he taps
I
the
should
book.
fix that, by the way.
Yeah,
guys. I
you should
really
take some time and learn Dwarven. Yeah.
Because, you know,
Integrate into your future home, right? But yeah, he taps the book and he says,
I'm not sure home, but
"Don't worry about it, Arya. Don't worry." So anyway, Rasira then taps the book and says, "You see, the dwarves made deals with the elementals long ago, and it plagued them. They built a whole religion around them not doing that." He says very, ingraciously. And he looks at you, Bastille, and he looks at your rattling, and he looks back up at you suspiciously. He goes, "You can see why they may not have trusted you."
Yeah, built a religion. I waited that they built a whole person.
And he kind of chuckles to himself and goes, "Quite, yes." And he kind of lightens up at that.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and he looks back and taps the book that Arya's holding, and he goes, "But this is about the war for the Hollow Citadel, the refuge for the." And he's like taps his finger against his, like, goes, "Duragar."
What?
Oh god. Oh, the Dark Dwarfs.
He just nods and goes, yes.
Oh, that's sick.
Wait, what are dark dwarfs?
Yeah,
Like-
why don't you
like-
ask?
The two of you like the tennis match.
What
I'll like
What was sorry?
was that, Aria?
what?
What war?
Oh, and then, like, if you want to, like, cut in as well, Crombar, you can ask your question at the same time too.
Yeah, and I'd be like dark dwarfs. What are dark dwarfs?
And he looks between the two and goes, well, it is a very archaic term, not so modern, you see. Duragar would be the term. We don't want to say dark dwarfs.
Oh, sorry, yeah, probably
Yes.
said Duragar.
And then he turns
sorry.
to Arya and he says, oh, the war they had that started the dwarf Silverfolk War long ago. The Silverfolk are the Dark Elves. It's just a polite term for them, the Silverfolk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean Arya's now confused. Like, why would a war between dwarves start a war with the elves? But hey.
And then I think he looks at you and looks at Crumbar as if you both still look puzzled and goes, do you not know your histories? Well, not your histories, but histories. He waves vaguely.
Clearly not.
Not really.
Well, dwarves meddled in, and he waves vaguely, hearts of mountains and other fairy tales. And he chuckles to himself at saying that. And he says, but they were corrupted by this. He nods.
What?
Fire blood. And he looks
This
at you when he
corruption
says that,
made the-
Bastiel, like fire blood. He's being very poignant about this, right?
It's like, and this corruption made the Duragar.
Yes, the Duragar are the corrupted dwarves. Bonded with fire.
Do they
Bonded.
still exist?
And he kind of like scratches his head and goes, shrugs.
Yeah.
If they do, they are here. And he taps the book again.
Where he thinks the rod is. Is that what he means?
No, the book as in the Hollow Citadel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Could I roll for history? Because Arya might actually know a fair bit.
Yeah, you can
about
definitely roll, yeah.
history.
Why not?
She might be able to like
Give me a history roll. Let's see.
figure out if he's. Oh fuck!
Oh!
21. That is
Nice.
that is a roll.
And I think, like, let's say,
Yeah.
like, a combination between some of the stuff you've read through books and whatnot, and also now your parsings. Remember when you were looking through the Gold Sickness book that was talking about all the dwarves hearing whispers and going mad? Like, I think
Yeah.
you're piecing together what Rhaenyra's added to your
Ooh,
jigsaw.
This makes sense now.
Mm-hmm. You can see a lot of that might have been rephrased to look a lot kinder in histories, right? Like, no, we weren't all corrupted by weird fire spirits.
Yeah.
We just went mad listening to gold, yeah.
Yeah, just like bastard and tell your parents, no, it's porn. I'm not playing video games,
Yeah.
please.
Also, hello, Diamond. But yeah, like, I do like the idea that they're definitely like,
Good moment to join at.
I know, right? But yeah, like, they're definitely happier to be thought of as greedy dwarves rather than potentially, like, you know,
Corrupted.
fire-infused, corrupted people. Yeah, that may or may not be considered fiends by the layman. Yeah.
Or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of, as we walk, I kind of mutter to myself, they sound like cultists.
I think
They
Rhaenyra
might
kind
well
of
be.
like nods to that and then says, the cultists too. And he kind of like thinks to himself. Too brief a term.
Mm.
An
What is it?
offshoot of the dwarves now. Corrupted cannot be uncorrupted. It's pretty much why all the dwarves outlawed pursuing any elementals, in fact. He kind of like just mutters away to himself. And I think both Arya and Bastiel knew that, right? Because you got that from the books from the first time you went to the Secret Dwarf Library. That like elemental like studies were banned. They were in the Forbidden Library. So I think the book was actually it was the book that was finished on behalf of the original author who was killed.
Crucible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Yep. All those sessions ago.
Very important to me.
Yep. But that's making sense, right? That obviously, no wonder they'd hide that, right?
Yeah, I see. Right, yeah. Okay, last thing I want to ask Rosira is if there's any chance, is there any chance that the name for this thing that lives under the mountain still kicks around, or is that being suppressed outright?
Assuming it is one singular thing, you mean?
Yes.
What if it is?
That.
He goes, well, I do magic, and you do magic. But some would say you do miracles. But some would say I do miracles. But it is magic. But they are different. And he looks at you like he's went full on professor mode. And then he just stares at you, waiting for your eyes to shine with the glint of understanding. Does he get that look or does he not?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it. I'm being more subtle about it, and I'll tell you what, Rosira. I've decided that you may observe whatever happens in Freddy's workshop.
I didn't realize I was not allowed, but this is good news, I guess. At least a salve for the brief bitter news.
Yeah. Just basically saying, like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch my back.
Yeah, I think maybe that implication's a tiny bit lost on him. He's more just pleased that he's now included in something he thought he was included in, but realised he wasn't.
Yeah.
So it's one of those whiplash moments he's having, going, wait a minute,
I have friends now.
Yeah. And then, like, I think, like, as he sees, like, Arya still walking with the book, do you not read, Dwarven?
Sadly not.
May I? He just, like, holds his finger up to the side of your temple.
Yes?
He taps the side of your head and casts, like, comprehend languages.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you. She'll, like, be like, ooh.
That's a spell?
And she'll, like, read aloud and, like, follow the word on the page. Like, you know how some people do, like, they put their hand under the word and they're like, oh.
So,
I can just imagine what it must be like to suddenly understand the language, like, properly, fully. Like, it would be a bit of a shock, especially he's got a different alphabet as well.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, like, you stare at the pages and everything just, like, shimmers into, like, understandable knowledge. Yeah, it's probably pretty damn good. Also, Scott's a level 1 spell. It's super ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Seriously, this is level 1.
Yeah, that lasts for an hour.
Yeah, we just...
That is actually amazing.
Yep. So, he does that for
I'll
Arya.
very quickly look through, like, thingy.
Yeah, and he starts pointing at things, like, and he points at some of the keywords.
Contents and all that.
And he points at some key points where he's like, and you see here, and it's basically like keywords that just tell you exactly what he was saying. Like, as if, look at how I was correct.
Of course. It wouldn't be him if he wasn't doing that.
And he kind of just nods, very pleased with himself. And the gist of it, right, when you were kind of glancing, because obviously you need to take more time, but the gist of it is that, the Duragar wanted to, like, expand dwarven kind, obviously, out, and the Silver Folk went, no, and went to cleanse them.
Oh.
Yeah, and the dwarfs covered this up and then went to war with the Dark Elves, aka the Silver Folk, and they took on the war to make sure there was a denial about the Duragar. And that's why there was the war that Bastiel was built for eventually. Yeah. The war that is not still happening publicly.
What?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
So yeah. There you go. Told you these books would be good.
Yeah. Holy.
That's quite scary.
Mm.
Wait a second. Just out of curiosity and for my own understanding.
Right.
I'm gonna guess that the elf queen is like queen of all elves.
Yep.
Including dark elves.
You should.
And
Oh,
if the dwarves
There are 3 shards of
are
elves,
still
and she is all of them. So there is high
and
elves,
if
obviously,
the
wood
dwarves
elves,
are
dark elves, or silver folk.
if dwarves are unofficially still at war with silver folk, then how is she all buddy and showing up in the dwarf king's chambers and
Yeah, right.
hanging out with the white? That is something very fake.
Imagine the Dwarf King
Probably
allying
isn't, but I'm
himself with
finding.
winter. That's a strange thing, isn't it?
Hmm.
Why would he ally himself with winter? Maybe the true enemy of the dwarves is fire.
right. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-mm. I'm just saying there's links to you could see. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying they're there. You know?
To be honest, I did wonder why, with their rivers of lava and stuff, they'd have their massive swarm of winter white dragons coming and making everything chilly in there.
Yeah.
But I just thought it's a political thing, but apparently it's a lot more than that, of course.
Most things are political things, sadly, these days, right? But yeah, there's a good bit of a retro lore for you guys, that Rasira just mutters away from this the Hollow Citadel that he's clearly read at some point in his life.
Yeah, he just knows it already.
Yeah. Maybe more recent events have cleared away from his mind, so he's got a bit of a more clear view to past memories.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wonder what that might be.
On the way here, Serena, if you want to buy more arrows, you can do so. I don't mind if you want to just whatever it is you need to do it. I don't think it's much in the way of gold either, quite frankly. I can't remember the exact cost.
It's like, I think it's a gold piece per 20 arrows or something.
Yeah, it's something like that. So feel free to buy what you need with the money you have, because I know you all have money, so.
We have monies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 20 arrows for a gold. Yep.
I'm going to buy 2 bundles.
Nice. Right too. Anybody else buying anything on the way to Athletics, or you just want to get to Athletics?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we're at Athletics.
Athletics,
yes. Good. Well,
Athletics.
Yeah, we screen wipe. We're there. Rasira's excited.
I'm bang on the door.
Of course he is.
Yeah, and then after
I mean, it's a shop. We can probably just enter.
Yeah, but
that's
I think,
a good point.
Like Rasira's just excitedly waiting because he, even if it's a shop, he's like, oh, this must be what you do. And then eventually, like, the door opens slowly, and then the wee head pops round, like, hey, he goes, it's open. Come in. It's Flitwick, obviously. Why are you standing outside, filling the street?
That's true. Oh, sorry, I didn't come here as a customer. I forgot. I kind of treat this as your home.
Ah,
right.
And then he pushes the door closed, jokingly. He chuckles to himself.
I'll pass the rest of the books to Arya, so if you don't mind, please.
Yep.
I'm sure there's some more in here.
I would
enjoy this massive pile of giant tomes.
Yeah.
I kind of crash my hands together and rub them, and I say, and hopefully you can see the chassis kind of shaking. I say, I think the time has come. You ready?
Yes, you do look about ready for the boil.
The boil? Calling me a lobster or something? What?
I was calling it a kettle.
Boil. Oh,
Lobster was optimistic just because you're by the seaside. Is that why you're thinking lobster? Rock with their seafood. And
Yeah, I
their
thought that.
delicacy, eagle, the misheard dish.
Eagle!
Eagle.
So dumb. Yeah. And he goes,
You tried so hard
I
to
know.
put that pun in there, and none of us got
Oh
it.
no. I was like, it's just eel. That's what she's eating. Eel, not eagle. But yeah, it's also just
Yeah.
my speech patterns, right? Because of my tooth plate. Warps what comes out.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
have a tooth plate?
Yeah, most of my teeth aren't real. So
Really?
what?
but it sometimes warps what I say, and what leaves my mouth can sometimes not meet, an agreement. So yeah, when people say you meant this, I'm like, I
Mind
said that.
blown.
You heard something different, but I said what I said. Yep. It's frustrating.
I
It's
just
also
really want to try eagle now.
it's why I am so quiet generally. I might not be quiet via mic, obviously, but in general, I'm quite a quiet person because it sounds so loud to me. Because obviously I feel the vibrations on the plate.
Mm.
So yeah, that's fun. But anyway, enough about me and my dental problems. Moving into the scene. So
Yeah.
Flitic looks excited and goes, "You're not going to explode, are you?"
Hopefully not. I would leave that in your hands. You know what you're doing. I'm sure.
He chuckles, and then he keeps chuckling that bit too long. And he looks at you and stops abruptly and goes, "Yes! Let's get to it. I recognize most of you, but is this the infuser?" And Rasira looks excited and goes, "Am I?" He says that to you, Bastille.
Do you want to be? I think this is, and I point to the chassis.
And then Rasira looks at Flitic, Flitic looks at Rasira, and then they both look at you. And then they look down at the chassis, and then Flitic goes, No, you're... And he kind of like, I don't mean to be rude, and then Rasira just says, "A container, Bastille. Like all things." And he like pokes at his arm, implying he is also a container. So you're not offended. And Flitic looks
Well, all right.
apologetic and goes, "Yeah. Awkward."
Well, this is our infuser.
And then Rasira looks excited and proud. He goes, I am involved in this now. This is good. Yes. I will be taking notes if that's okay. Yes.
Please.
Parchment just like magics into view, and he starts like his quills start writing already. And Flitic tugs at his collar of his clothing and goes, right. Is everybody watching?
Do you full heal on a level up?
No.
Yeah.
Only if you've
Do you
rested.
not?
No. Only if you've had a rest.
I can't remember what my health was then.
Well, why don't you go watch the old videos?
What's that?
Go watch an old video.
Okay. Right. While he's doing that, could I make up a wee vial of water?
Do you have water on you?
I mean, I've got water skins, and I'm assuming that there'll be like a vial round here that I could just...
Yeah, just pick up a vial or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I want to use that to make some holy water.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. You can do that for an hour if you want, yeah.
Yeah, and then... Yeah.
Do you have powdered silver?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have silver. I have 25 gold pieces, which I'm sure we talked about before, that you could just tap to...
we have no, powdered silver is silver dust.
Okay,
Not a silver coin.
Can I tap the dust into gold?
You mean you mean want to grind it?
Yeah.
Might be able to buy some from Flitic.
Yeah. It's literally a jeweler's.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I embarrassed myself already with this, Scott. Come on.
Yeah.
Learn from my mistakes.
Okay, cool. So can I just have bought some off of him?
I mean, he's just asked the group a question. Is everybody watching, looking nervous as he's tugging at his collar?
All right, cool. I'll be like, You don't have any powdered silver around, do you?
I have a bunch of shavings from my work. Yes. What? Do you need some? It just looks like confused by the question because it's
Yes,
context for him.
and I'll just put down like 25 gold pieces. It's like as much as this will get me.
He looks at it and goes, "That will get you significant." And he just waves vaguely, like at the pile, and then just like reaches out and takes it.
Hey,
And he starts looking at it and he goes, "Okay, but are you staying to watch, or are you giving us the room, as it were?"
I want to watch. No, in fact, no. I'm like, I'll give you the room. I've got something to prepare myself.
Right, and the rest of you? He looks to obviously between Arya and Serene.
Arya's gonna stay just in case things go horribly wrong and somebody needs some healing.
Good to have a fire druid. Yeah.
Gonna ask about your diamonds you
I'd
wanted?
like to watch.
Okay, yep, perfect. And he kind of nods, a bit nervous. He goes,
I will, but I thought afterwards, because, you know.
Well, Crumbar's in the middle of buying stuff at the moment, so you may as well, if you want your stuff now.
Okay.
The thing, like before before I go off to the side, I'd just say to Bastille, it's like, don't forget what I need after. And just grin.
Of course, I owe you.
Flit looks between the two of you holding this little pile of gold. And then, Arya, are you going to ask him anything in this moment, or are you going to leave him be?
Just trying to zoom in to see how much gold I have. Yes, I have more than enough gold. Okay,
Plus, I think just as a party, you have a lot of like monies. Remember, Cerule gave you a pile of.
I know. I'll say. Also, I was wondering. I'm looking to buy some diamonds. For spell purposes.
Right.
I'm guessing you also sell them. You know, not put in jewelry, right?
How many did you need?
600 golds worth.
He kind of like clears his throat, and he goes, okay. Do you have the money on you?
Yeah, she'll pull 60 platinum out.
Yeah. He just like takes it in his other hand. So he's got his 25 gold in one of his hands. Remember, we know him. And then he takes the other platinum in his other. His 60 platinum. And he's like, right. One moment. I'll see to your requests. And then he just sits all the money on his counter. And then like puts it in like a little bag. And then he moves that down, latches it onto his belt. And then he gets up and he pulls out several kind of wooden trays. That are all like intricately carved.
Oh.
And they're all like fancy silver rings with all different kind of like diamonds and designs all over them. And he gets like basically the equivalent of like a very small crowbar, and then he just pries all the diamonds off all the silver, one by one, popping them all. And then he puts the diamonds in one pile and the silver in the other.
Whoops.
And then he just starts like grinding away in like a mortar and pestle all the silver. And this takes a long time. So he works.
I'll be psyching myself.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine. I want to do a healing word.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And I think Rastira is busying himself around you as if trying to get intimate knowledge of all of your dimensions, basically. Nice. A second level casting. Yeah. Generous right, cast at level 2 underneath that for me. And yeah, like I say, Rastira's busying himself, making sure he's ready for whatever being an infuser means. And yeah, I think eventually, once Flitwick's done, he bags up the silver powder. That he's like probably got half of it on his face, and then he looks at you and goes, "Do you wish a box for the pile of 600 golds worth of diamonds? You wish a box for this?"
I have a lot of tiny little pouches, you know, like the leather ones people sometimes have with a little cord in them.
Yeah.
So as he presents them all to me, I'll just split it into 2
Yeah.
piles, essentially 2 times 300,
Yeah.
and put one in each. And be like, no, I'm good, thank you. I'm just gonna put this one's in here and these ones in here, and then she'll have like her little. I like to think that by this point she probably has like almost like a little harness that goes like underneath her clothing that she can like put things on, because she doesn't like the notion of having things like, you know, on her hip or whatever. They could be like maybe stolen from her, but obviously the eye as well also goes under her clothing. So I'd like to think that she probably has like maybe like inner pockets or places where she could put things, because when you have things that valuable, I would like to think you keep them as close to your person as possible, not just on your like belt thing. I don't even know how to put it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
I got
you know what I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll probably have like a million internal pockets. Oh, no, not in that one. No, that's root of this, and that's no. That should.
Yeah.
Oh, I needed to plant that. Oh, I forgot.
But you definitely keep them out of
hello.
like. You keep them out of sight at least. That's for sure. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, makes sense. And Flitwick like runs away through the back with his bag of monies, and then comes back through, and he says, "Right. You said you were leaving, sir." And he says that to Crumbar, and he looks up at you.
Well, I'm assuming they were going in the back, so I was just gonna like kind of stay where I am, like stay in the shop front.
And he blinks. What do you say to him?
I was just like, I'll just remain here.
Oh, so you're staying to witness the. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be off on the side doing my own thing, but yes, I won't be far.
Do you tell anyone you're going to do magic?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go off and perform a wee ceremony.
Okay. But you're saying, but you're not. You're going to stay here and do ceremonies. What you're saying? You're not going to go off and do it. You're going to stay here.
Yeah,
and do
no,
it.
like but I'll be like off at the side. Like, you know, I'm not gonna be like, I'm just gonna do this right in the middle of all yours, because it's like I'll be doing it for an hour, you know.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Serene, Ari, you wanted to stay and watch as well, yeah?
Yeah. Like I said, if something goes wrong, I want to be able to maybe help.
And
finish the job.
Yeah. He's weak. Get him now. That was his axe arm. Yeah. Okay. Who's that going?
I'll wait until he starts, you know, doing the thing.
Yeah. So I think what they do is obviously they prep the kind of workbench that they get you to kind of lie on. And this is in the main area. This is like obviously most of his work's done in the main shop area, because then he looks way more competent in general as a jeweler's. So most of his tools were set around here, and you can see he's done some prep towards this in the past. Obviously, never thought it was going to be this sudden, but yeah. I think you left the arm with him, didn't you? So it is like through the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, he starts getting you prepped, and he's talking with Sierra through all of his duties about taking the, you know, whatever energy source that is going to be used. It needs to be bonded with what's obviously in you initially, and it needs to take to the new container as well, such as the new arm. And he talks about the intricacies of like bringing harmony to the two warring, you know, forces, blah blah blah. Loads of big terms that Flitwick is just like casually stating, and Rasir's just nodding and stroking like his beard, as if this all makes perfect sense confidently. But you've seen Rasir do this.
It's like the barber convincing my mum that she put like stripes in my head because everyone else is doing it. Trust me, it's really cool. He's just gonna look like a
yeah, you know, it's fine. You know, we'll take a wee slit of the eyebrow. He'll look what the kids call fly. You know, yeah, and yeah, and then while they're talking about that, like Flitwick's, for lack of a better term, he's probably like half leaning over your chest as you're lying down, and he's like really right in at your kind of shoulder joint with like a kind of monocle, so you can kind of like get a good look in at it. And the little magnifying glasses over a monocle, and he's staring right in at that, and he goes, He looks up at your face, so you've got a gnome's face really close to you, and he says, You are sure about this? Yes. This could go horribly wrong.
Even better.
I have all faith in you.
Oh, okay. It does. There's like the wave of unsure, like just kind of emanates from him.
Like a party of like people 4 times bigger than him circling. Trust me, Fiddick, you'll do this.
He's a tiny man amongst titans, yeah. And he's looking up at Rasira, and Rasira just kind of shrugs gently, like, oh, sorry. And then Flitwick stands up on your chest as if to announce to the room. He goes, I will need everyone to keep their distance from what happens here. When the infuser is working, we have to have nothing disrupt the work. Very important. He will look in pain and looks to both, obviously, the other two. He goes, you just must not interfere, even if he fades.
He's made of tough stuff. He'll be fine.
He is, in fact, actually made of very tough stuffs. It's going to be very difficult initially. I think he looks to Serene when he says that. In fact, how are you with an axe, my dear?
Why? What?
You have much larger muscles than a little Flitwick here, as he chuckles to himself. I am well within my stature, quite fit for a gnome my age. But he looks at Bastiel and kind of pats the shoulder plate and goes, if you could do the initial swing with an axe, that will help us part the plates.
Okay, I'll do my best to help.
Excellent. That was one of the only hiccups I had. Yes, it gives like a thumbs up to Bastiel and like his horizontal.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking a wee second.
Any words from Arya based on the fact that you did say like you're not meant to interfere even if he fades?
Yeah, she is looking very confused, but I don't know. And why do you mean not interfere if he fades? Like, would healing not help at that point?
No. The manipulation of other magics while we do this would be disastrous.
Oh, right, okay,
Oh.
Never mind then. I was going to cast a spell on him, but...
Damn it.
Anything that destabilizes the magics at play could allow... And he taps the vibrating chassis of Bastiel, goes, it to get out in ways we do not wish it to go.
Oh.
Then Rasira looks at you and then kind of nods towards the book. Just with a severe look on his face. Like, don't fuck with elementals.
Yep.
She says, knowing she's got likely one in her bow and one.
And summons one.
Gets summoned every time she feels like it. But hey.
We might actually be the baddies.
Oh, actually, fuck it. She'll actually say this. She says, if it does come out, do you think another elemental talking to it might help?
He looks so pale in that moment. He goes, why would there be two?
Fine, never mind.
He's like, any kind of confidence that came from the thumbs up is like immediately gone with that statement. He's like, why would there be two? He looks to you, Bastiel,
they're not all evil, you know? Some are friends.
I think he looks to like Rasira and then looks to you and goes, it's not a case of like good and evil and mortal concerns. It's about primal feeding.
Yeah, I reach up and pat him on the shoulder and I say, Flitwick, there will not
I
be
think
two.
he jumps a little bit when you touch it. Oh, yes.
Yes, don't worry. There will not be a second one. It was a silly question. Don't mind me.
Right. One elemental is quite enough. This gnome. Oh. Sarah just gives the party a look like, I told yous. And then, yeah. Anybody else doing or asking any other questions before this starts?
Nah.
I'll drop guidance on myself because it's a bad idea,
Yeah.
apparently. And I'll give it to Serene though.
Okay.
I'll kind of grasp her forearm and I'll say, "We've never dealt with you before, and we still don't. You're one of us." In regards to the whole library thing.
Bless you.
Rasira hands you a giant axe. Just as Bastiel's giving you the thumbs up. Don't worry, we believe in you. Thunk.
I have a hand axe. I'm just
This is more.
It's probably not as impressive and scary as this one.
It is more just like a big fire axe. This one, like two-handed thing. Yeah. Bastiel is kind of made of plate mail, so yeah, that's why. Yeah. And Rasira just kind of nods and he says, "Now, Bastiel, I am going to start by first disenchanting your chassis. Is this okay?" And he's saying it with like the most soothing yet patronizing voice, probably. Because remember your like Cleric of the Forge buff that's on you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He goes, "Is this okay?"
Yeah, go right ahead.
"Do you wish that to go somewhere, or is it okay to just dispel it?"
And I hold up the maul that I'm going to turn into Crumbar's maul.
Okay.
I say, I think this will take it.
Is this just the big hammer you made from the place outside the Shal?
Yeah.
So the thing that has like a mini fire in it that probably looks like some kind of elemental worshipping hammer?
It had like a thing for me to cast light on.
Yeah, it was like the little tiny kind of bonfire signal fire thing that was in the middle of it because it was all made from like bits of the brazier and stuff. Yeah. I remember it. I'm with you. Yeah, it's a big two-handed hammer in your hand. And Rasira just looks at you and looks at it and goes, "Right," and his mage hand appears and helps him heave it. And he goes, "Right, okay." Like he's not really sure. Like, okay, that's fine. And he sits it down. He goes, "Well, we're starting there." And then Flitwick, once Rasira is starting to like, do some of his somatic components all the way over Bastiel, carving his runes in the air, Flitwick turns around and says, like, kind of like almost shoos like Arya and Crumbar, like as far towards the front of the shop as possible, to move you back, and then like, then kind of helps gesture for Serene to come a bit closer with the axe. It is right. So this is going to be quite. He will most likely feel pain, which is why you must move quickly and brutally. He's pats slightly.
Look towards Bastiel. Just that kind of final nod of approval.
Yeah, he smiles.
Okay.
I think you just hear Rasira quickly, sharply say, "Don't move." This is very precise. As you're like leaning over, it's like when you're at the dentist and somebody like ask you a question and they go, "No, don't move."
Yeah.
Yep. And then you feel like the infusion of your own magic dissipate, probably for like one of the first times since it's something you probably do every single goddamn morning. For your armor, does it need to be recast or is it a forever thing until it's put on something else? I can't remember. It's been that long since I've read that.
Yes, bro. This will be the first time I've not had it on actually.
Yeah, that must feel pretty weird, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel naked.
Yeah, maybe there's like that weird cold sense of dread that sets in a little bit just at that. Yeah. And
Oh, not that. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that must be weird. And then yeah, like you, as I said, yeah, it's that one. Yeah, the Blessing of the Forge. Yep.
Yeah, until you die.
Until the end of the long rest, or until you die. Till the end of your next long rest, or until you die, the object becomes magic item.
Oh, okay.
Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it would be every morning that you would do it, but like I feel like the ritual of that would make it feel like part of your prayers and preparing your spell lists and all that nonsense. So yeah. Excuse me, but yeah, it probably does still have that same sense of vulnerability. And yeah, the cold air kind of settles around you once that's, removed. Racera seems to have like boxed it up in some kind of magical cage between his hands, and he places it like where you would have been casting the light in that kind of almost signal fire area within the Maul's like hammerhead. He like kind of like binds it to the top of that. And then he says, "Don't worry, it's quite safe." And he just like pats like your forehead, really kind of like, half-heartedly. Right. Don't move though. And he steps aside and kind of flinches a bit when he turns around and sees Serene with the axe, and then goes, "Yes, quite. Just move swiftly now." And Rastira like stands pretty much behind Grumbar, all the way back. Just in case you see. Very vulnerable without the reliability or reflexes I might have to cast something. He mutters to you, Crumbar, as if he's just too nervous and he just keeps mumbling in your ear. Yep, Serene. You gonna give me a roll?
What kind of?
It's gonna be. I'll let you do athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Right, roll your d4. We're bam at 25. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so your arm comes off, buddy. It's probably agony. I feel like I don't need to go into any more detail other than what you can imagine is agony for somebody just hacking your arm off. Yeah.
There's extra rattling. I'm gripping the table.
There's Serene, you can see this straight away, but there is like tendrils of energy that like are like wearing away and like dissipating and like breaking and whatnot once like you're lifting the axe head back up from the arm itself. And yeah, like I need a wisdom save from you, Bastiel.
I'll do it with inspiration.
Yep. So this will be the floating one gone, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Shit.
It's alright. Still good. And yeah. You hear screaming in your head that isn't yours. Yeah, and Crumbar's
Sorry, I
moving
just
10 feet.
realised I was muted. I was gonna say, it's like, don't forget you've got the +2 from me being when.
Oh.
Imagine with Racira's
Nice.
cowering, you'd moved to 10.5 feet because he was hiding. No, yeah, he can be the 17, and yeah, like you still hear the screaming in your head, and there may be words
like
in the scream, but it's very hard to make out.
Oh shit. I'll kind of incant like a mantra. First of all, I'll say in common, I'll say, "Be quiet, be calm," and then I'll say it again in.
Is this internally or externally? You're saying this?
Externally,
Right,
so like a mantra. And he kind of looks like fevered and strained.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Or maybe I'll go around to his other side and hold his
And hack his other
hand
arm off.
that's
Yeah.
still hold his hand that's still. Attached.
The one that's attached, or the one
Yeah.
that's now on
Yeah.
The
the
one
floor.
that's attached. The one that's attached.
Flittig comes very quickly, struggling with the big arm that he's dragging behind him from the back workshop, which is just Bastiel's new arm, obviously, that he wants attached. So Serene, if you wanted, you could also help him.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah.
Yep.
I'd
Mhm.
yeah.
Poor thing.
See him struggling and
Yeah, and he kind of like wipes.
At one point, you're holding my arms up.
like 3 arms. Yeah.
Yep. And then, well, like the one that's been cut off is like lying on the floor next to you, like it's fell off the workbench itself. It's on the floor. You've got the obviously Bastiel at the side with the arm that Serene was holding. She would let that go to go help Flittig, and Flittig would then say to you, like once you're like taking the arm, he goes, "Thank you very much. I would not limit your contact as much as possible. We do not need it to jump a vessel." Yes.
Okay, sorry.
He says that like half panicked and out of breath, and then he quickly like just climbs back up onto Bastiel's chest, and he starts tinkering away with like essentially the wound, right, where the arm was.
Oh.
And then there's like sparks and various other arcana happening, and then he quickly motions to Rasir, and Rasir just pats Crumbar on the shoulder twice as if "thank you very much," and then quickly shuffles forward. And then there is a very brightly coloured light show that happens, mostly body checked by Rasira. And then they motion for Eucerine to lift the arm in place.
Mm.
Yep. And then
Yep.
there is obviously some heavy metal that plays, some hammering that goes off, and some crazy arcana. And I think we just slowly end the session with the screams in Bastiel's head calming down to like a grumble and like a kind of roaring, if that makes sense, like a kind of growling. And it says, "Do not change me." And that's where we end the session.
Remember that down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Uh,
there you go.
Nasty boy's in trouble.
Mm.
No, I tell this thing what to do.
Uh-huh. So you think?
First you wake me, then you
Yep.
Then you feed me.
Need me.
Yep.
feed me.
And now you're like, lol, decapitation.
Mhm.
Well, let's do Armination, whatever that one is, because there is a term for that, I'm sure. So, yeah. Okay. What's the session title, folks? Besides "Do Not Change Me," because that's pretty solid.
I still like Shaking Chassis.
Yeah, pop it in. Put it in the voting list. I like the idea that if you ever get to the Creek Gold Worm and you're like, "What took you so long?" Well, we stopped off so Bastiel could get a haircut. It's great.
And
Yeah.
let's have a guy boogieing.
Hell yeah.
Any other suggestions for titles?
Mm,
Mm.
I'm in that sort of situation where I kind of feel like I could come up with a really good one, but my brain's just refusing to,
Mm.
you know?
Um.
You
I
get
might
your
have
Scott?
yeah. I'm just
It's
trying to
just being
remember.
that pop girl, you know, got in a song, like a basic bitch, like pop song going,
I don't get this reference. Haynes Guide to Bastiel? I don't get it.
Beans manuals.
Right, okay. No, I get you now. Right, the car manuals. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's a stretch, that one. But yeah, I get it.
It's more so when you think about the history of the Haynes manual and stuff. It's funny.
Elemental. There must be some pun in here.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain. It's so. It's asking for it. It's asking for it.
Right? There must be a pun in here somewhere, right? So. This is far too long, but I just felt like I'd started typing it, so I'm going to keep going. It's terrible. We've made that joke before, though. Yeah. The hand that feeds you, yeah, it's good. Unarm me, you elemental. Yep. It's good.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's good.
That is hilarious. Okay.
I knew there was something in there that was struggling to come out, but my brain just wasn't working properly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm working with delay.
Even just the phrase disarming is a pretty good one, right? Like that's...
Oh.
Right, like it's... I feel like... Have we tried to make this super common? Because my brain's slow tonight as well. I am...
Yeah, I'm gonna say stuff off stream.
I mean, yeah, it does apply to like surprise, like hearing about a second elemental, hearing
and also,
about dark dwarves.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Duragar really wrecked you guys a bit, didn't it? So, the Hollow Citadel is probably Bastiel's new nickname for himself.
Yeah.
Right?
I do have a list of things to name what I craft, and Citadel was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, if you want to know, by the way, the titles, I'll just tell you that now while you're just thinking about the titles of these. But the titles of the books that were relevant, right? So, the ones that are... I'll just tell you these in advance because you'll read all of the books at some point and you'll disregard 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the books that matter are Crown in the Wind. Let you take notes of these. The Copper Bride. The Blade in the Night, and it's night spelled KN.
I'm gonna say that.
Blade of Light.
Kinda prefer it.
And the Hollow Citadel, obviously. Did you get all those? Minus Scott's interruption?
Yeah.
Good man. Cool. And the other 3, which I cannot remember the other 3's names because they're further up the chat, but those were the ones that did not matter.
Yes.
It was Reaper in the Dust. Yeah, Oracle in the Storm, Reaper in the Dust, and Emperor's Heir. Yep. Which are probably interesting books, but I'm not going to ad-lib what they're about.
Yeah.
I think I've already outdone my brain with the Hollow Citadel, quite frankly. Yeah.
Oh,
also, the cool thing is, you might even be able to ask the Elf Queen if you ever wanted to go have a chat with her about all that nonsense with the Duragar. Because, you know, she was the queen then. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's badass.
I'll
write that down.
Also, Tom said I
like...
like...
History books are also...
Yeah?
You also have to consider the history books are all written by whichever point of view the person was hearing, so that might not be completely accurate, regardless of who tried to cover what up. So I would have that conversation with her anyway, but without like saying exactly what you read, because her stance might be completely different.
Yeah. Also, the funny thing is, though, the book was written in Dwarven, so that tells you a bit already, doesn't it? So, yeah. Yep. Right, I think Disarming's winning. That's good. There we go.
Yeah.
Just throw my vote under that. Cure that, so there's no quibbling. Disarming. Rightio, let's look at goals. Right, use Ordex resources to find out more about the eye. Do you feel you know more about the eye?
No, we've not had the chance to talk to Ordak about the eye, so...
Cool.
Not yet, no.
We can give you visions.
Knew a
That's
little
about
bit
it. We
more.
learned
Yeah,
that new feature.
Not in concrete, I'd say.
It's been infused, like it was
Mm.
kind of made, I suppose. But
Mm.
Yep. That was mostly Rasira, sadly, that said that, though, I think.
yeah, but yeah, there was
And mostly it was
more.
just telling someone, well, magic things sometimes glow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like, I think, keep in mind, the way I mean this whole kind of revelation is, if it's done, we don't go back and then dig it up again. It means you're happy to draw a line under using Ordak's resources to find out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Remember, that's how it works. So, is it still in play or is it done?
We're done with that, right? We're not going back anytime soon. Right? I mean, if he comes back, though, we're
with the
going
eye.
to.
We could
I mean,
kind of park it, and it would be something that I think it might change into something, learning something else about the eye, potentially through Orodak, but it doesn't have to be.
So he's wanting to evolve the goal to something different then?
I think it's too specific.
Because I'd say that you haven't learned anything really about the eye other than that book that you just found out in the library. And now you're still with us, Sean. For now, at least. But yeah, it's because, as I said, if you want to cash in the XP now, because you have used Orodak to try and like chase it up, then you can, but it doesn't mean you then have any XP worth to go follow him up again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that avenue's done. But you can change the goal to reward you in a different way if you want to pursue it slightly differently. But that's up to you guys as a team.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Are we on the roll?
Nope. We're still deciding if we're drawing a line under Ordak and the Eye as a pursuit that you will give up on.
I still don't think it's finished, but I think it does need to evolve to like be a case of, well, Ordak's clearly used the Eye.
We go back to.
Where the hell is he?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to specifically go back and use whatever tools he has to work on the eye.
No, but I think
it seems like if he has.
I think we'd be going back to speak to him about what he's learned.
Which is that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do
so
that.
just leave that in place for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense because that is the goal, right? That is literally what that was for. Okay, that's fine because he, in fact, is the resource user searching. Okay, locate the Rod of Pa. I mean, Rasira seems confident, but you haven't yet. But he seems confident.
Right, fair enough. I was going to say because I'd say that's done, but you know.
But it's not because you don't know. You just have Rasira holding up a piece of paper saying, "Aha."
I mean, we definitely have, we definitely have a way forward on it, though.
Keep in mind, Rasira isn't actually a player, so he can't complete goals for you.
But yeah, we've definitely made progression on it.
Yeah, like if you go to the Temple of the Hidden Descent and you find the Rod of Pa, you don't even need to hold it. As long as you find it,
right?
It's done.
Do that.
Right. He seemed confident. Right. Okay. Right. So we're keeping that, I take it. Learn the artifact's name and use. That feels important still, but do you feel it's important still?
Probably not.
It's important.
And near that for a long time. We've gone through all the libraries. This is going to take forever to learn about that final thing.
When you say all the libraries, you mean like 4, right?
That's all of the good, like major ones, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm hoping the good old GGW might have some information on it. So
okay,
I want to keep that. Like, I'm quite happy with the way the goals are. Now, but we'll keep going through them.
Okay.
all right.
Right. It's only if somebody has a more pressing goal, right? So there's no point debating it if you don't have a better idea for it. So if you're looking at this pile of goals, I mean this for everybody, Scott, but if everybody's looking at the general goals and goes, I don't have anything else to suggest, there's no point in saying take one out, right? Unless you're saying, does anybody have a more pressing goal for this? Because I don't think we're going to do this anytime soon. So if somebody can think of a better goal for example, learning the artifact's name and use, please update it, but usually that's on everybody to obviously bring their ideas forward. So does anybody have any ideas about changing the general goals? Would be a better way of phrasing it.
Well, successfully commune with the High Druid. Did we complete that?
Do you know if you completed that or not?
No,
Well-
we don't
I
know.
don't know actually if we spoke to him or not.
Okay, so how can I
Hmm.
answer that?
So no, it's not completed then. Are we still going to try and pursue that? Because the other option I was going to say is retrieve the Rodapa.
Retrieve.
I think it's going to be like a Crystal Maze thing where you see your prize in the middle and you have to run the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got locate GGW and free GGW. They're two different things. We could locate the Rodapa, but for all we know, it's in the, being held by a sleeping Tarask. You know?
Yeah, I'm fine with all of that.
Brian, is that a valid goal?
I mean, I guess we'll see. The thing is, though, is remember you're basing it on forward assumptions, not past experience, which is why everything's a bad goal that's based on forward assumptions. Anything based on past experiences is better. Like saying, I have seen the Great Gold Worm tied up, so freeing him, yes, I want to do that. Being told, oh, I know where the Rod of Pa is and it's going to be over here. Saying, retrieve it is a bad goal because that's all assumption. Do you see what I mean?
Gain access to the Hall of
Temple of the Hidden
what?
Descent.
What's that?
The Temple of the Hidden Descent, is that what you're trying to remember?
Yeah, that one.
We don't know if we need access, so it could just be wide open.
Right.
Yeah, again, I'm trying to just forward plan. Oh, fair enough then. We'll leave well
Yeah.
enough alone.
Because I mean, I feel like locate where the path is still step one in that plan, regardless.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any other opinions about general goals? Arya, Serene?
Racking my brains, or not really, to be honest.
It's okay.
Are you gonna attempt to commune with the High Druid? It could be other steps to that, or we might go there first if you want to work on that. I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
imagine having
I
to
don't
walk.
think going there would be good at all. No. I think our immediate goal is obviously once you're up to scratch, go to Santa Clara.
Okay.
So whatever goals we sort out, I think they should be related to what we're trying to do
sense.
there.
Santa Clara
And
isn't
then-
that far from the Wildwoods, though.
True. And I was gonna say, and then go to the Rod of Pa. So I don't want to set any other goals that would have to do with entities not related to the GGW or the Rod of Pa.
Understandable.
So, don't know.
Okay. Well, if you get no ideas, Serene, anything come to mind for you? For the morale?
Not really.
It's okay. Well, let's go down to our personal goals and learn more about the Heart of the Mountain from Ordak/his library. That did kind of happen, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Like, quite a bit.
We got a whole new race we didn't know existed.
Yeah.
The whole civilization.
So yeah, you just can move that over. That's done.
Yay!
It's maybe not the answer you were looking for, but it is that goal.
Yeah, more to play with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turns out it caused a massive war that's still going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
move
that
it
the
just
Bastia
a
was made to end that
moment.
war.
No, that is not what we said.
Completed.
He was made to be part of that war. He was built
Take
as a
part.
rescue bot.
Yeah, still.
Not
Bastia
end.
was
That
on.
was a very different statement. He is, yeah. Right, okay, that's that goal done. Okay, okay, look at that, look at that. Okay. And, right, install Wrath. Yeah. I'm going to just give you a wee spoiler, buddy. That's installed.
Hell yes. Okay.
Oh,
Hell yes, indeed. Oh, wait, well, no.
Oh no.
Sick.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to go through all that for bullshit, you know? I was, is the gift that I want to share. Probably not. Nah, sadly not. This'll do. This is close enough. So the GIF I wanted was the one where he destroys the previous version of himself from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that. That's it. That's the Ultron vibe I was thinking. Right. Okay. So Serene. I feel like we know the answer to this one so far because it was definitely a Serene has a lot of reflection this session and gets an axe. It's pretty good. Yeah.
But no, I haven't done.
How you feel about your goal? Do you want to keep going with it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably still the thing that's on Serene's mind, so she would.
No worries.
That's what she wants to pursue.
Okay. Isla seems happy with her goal weirdly, but no information about her goals came up, which is odd. Crumbar.
Oh, she's very talkative.
I'm still good with mine. No,
Okay.
Yep. Yet,
Yep. How are you? Yours? Your new one?
I've already put something in.
And tell the people at home what it is.
Not 100% sure. Oh, find out what was done to die. I'm a bit worried about it now. So finding out what was done to it would, I believe, help with that element.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, it's something scary when you've got this powerful magical item that you rely on so much, and then suddenly it's probably dangerous, maybe? I don't know, but either way, not as it used to be before.
The only danger to that is
Also,
that if something was done
it's
to the
scary.
eye, right?
But yeah.
So, but you're happy to have that if you want. And Bestial, you got a replacement yet? Besides the arm, I mean.
I'm going to move this because it was put in the wrong column, but
Yeah.
just thought I'd let you guys know first.
I don't really have anything that would probably be worth like XP, but what I'm going to do is go through all the books.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay, what for? What are you going through the
Really
books for?
like, you know, it's not a challenge.
What are you going through the books for?
Just I want to get the name of the Heart of the Mountain. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, why don't you write that as a goal? Learn the true name of the Heart of the Mountain.
Steve.
Sally, obviously.
Buck.
Buck. Turns out it's a fire elemental beaver. Damned for all eternity, Bastiel. Damned for all eternity. Oh dear. Right. That is goals. Unless anybody's got any other goal-related chat. Going once. Going twice. And goals are done. So that's 2 goals that were done, folks. You know what that means.
That's 2,200 XP.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it wonderful being level 11?
6,7,200. Yeah, sorry, 8,7,200.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is,
8,7,200.
There we go. Yeah, good. That was the right number. Maths is crazy.
Woo.
It's not bad, guys. Not bad.
Big.
Yeah.
Like, that is a big chunk done.
Yeah. That's a
Which is
lot of
what,
XP.
it's like 15,000 XP we need.
I don't know what the next chunk is actually. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's 100,000.
Is it exactly? That's a nice number.
Yeah.
For a change.
That's how I know exactly what it was.
It is exactly
I remember.
100,000. Wow, that seems. Is
Yeah.
that the smallest jump? I wonder, like in terms of like scaling. Seems very small, but excellent. That's a good jump. Then.
Yeah.
So our next goal is 100. Though, nice.
But yeah, it's like we're
Yeah.
decent wee percentage of the way there.
Yeah. Excellent. And obviously, if you can pull off combats like that again, that was worth 3,000. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that desert's looking a lot tastier, I think, eh, Scott?
What's that? Sorry, Ryan?
I said if that hellhole was worth 3,000 XP last time, that desert's looking a lot more appealing now, wouldn't you say? If you go there and get it sorted and get another 3,000 XP.
Yeah, but also death. So no, thank you.
Yeah, but like Bastiel's got himself a new arm. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Like, you know, that's the instigate canon of that Bastille has got.
I mean, it's not, but okay. It's exciting, and Rasira is very happy he's involved. Right, that is all the XP for now, and we'll do a wrap-up chat. So, why don't we just start with the birthday boy, Bastille?
That was a really cool ceremony there. Looking through it, I was expecting to take like 10d12 damage for getting an arm severed or something.
It's one of those. It's a weird way to do it, right? Because I was thinking about like, am I actually going to cause him damage? Because then there's the interesting side of blacking out. But I'm like, no, because I don't need to black out narratively. I'm just going to have you black out narratively, right? Like, I'd rather that was just said.
Yeah.
Like wisdom saves and things like that, if that makes sense. Which is why you had a wisdom save, to kind of like deal with the pain. And not only it seems your pain. So yeah. But doing arbitrary damage that you're just going to heal anyway, what's the point? Like. Because
I genuinely thought there was a gamble that I might die from that much damage.
There was, but it was based on other factors.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That was good. It was still stressful and like drawn out. I don't know. It was really cool.
Tension. It's the art of building tension. It's actually super tricky to do the game, and I'm actually pleased when my players give me feedback when they tell me it was tense, because it means I've done something right, which is good. Because in a make-believe world, when you're trying to make something feel like there's stakes and cost and like potential risk, it's difficult when you're like, it's all make-believe.
Yeah.
But like having people like Flittic, who's clearly good at his job, worry about stuff helps convey that, and having Rasira be like, this is like a terrible idea, but I'm really into it.
I like that I didn't have to make a song and dance of getting an infuser either. It was just like we walked there with him. I just was like, yeah, he'll do it, sure.
Yeah. Like, it was one of the first things that got brought up when you were told you'll need an infuser. It's like, okay, do we know any? It's like,
yeah.
I think Isla was like, Rasira is one? He keeps talking about it. He was like really, really renowned for enchanting stuff. He had a hand in helping make the fucking magic money. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. I love Rasira. He's quite funny. I feel bad for Dev Patel, because obviously we based Rasira on Dev Patel, and I feel bad because I made him like slightly doddering and way older than he is. So too much magic has addled his brain. I feel the same, to be fair. But yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've just been reminded about the source and its pain. I was thinking, is it still shaking by the end of the process?
I mean, everything's shaking and during the process, right? Like, we're still kind of at mid-scene. Last shot being, do not change me.
Yeah. Okay then, I'll keep my goal for what it is.
It's always disconcerting when your AA batteries like, hey mate, do you want to swap me out? Like, oh dear. Yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm not gonna lie, that's quite an exciting arc, I think, for like Bastille's journey.
I'm gonna make a big thing about talking to the source and kind of winning it over and stuff.
I'm excited to see where that goes. Definitely, it goes quite good. For better or worse. Yeah. Plus, your arm's now called Wrath. That's kind of cool. Like,
yes.
Yeah. Coincidentally, I think is it the right arm of God and the left arm of Wrath is what Ichigo's friend gets. I can't remember what his name is. It Chad?
Yes, Chad. That's exactly. I didn't think anyone would reference. Chad was my favorite character for a long time.
Chad was awesome. Chad was boyfriend material, quite frankly. But like, yeah, that was always something I really liked when I way back when I first watched Bleach, and I kind of fell away from it. But that's clearly where that was rattling around my brain, because it was after I'd named it, and I was like, oh, I've so lifted this from Bleach subconsciously. Like just not even it's so barely subconscious at this stage, so I thought I may as well call myself out. That I was very fond of the first arc of Bleach, and I love the fact that the left arm of Wrath sounds cool as fuck. So yeah, there is no right arm of God though. You'd need to make that yourself, sadly. Just so you know, and arguably you've already got that, right? You came built with that since you're a bloody cleric.
No, that's true. That's true.
Right. Yeah. Anything else, bud?
All good.
Good.
GG.
And speaking of GG, GGW, Scott, Grumba.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, a bit of another roller coaster today with Ordak not being there, and then Rasil
Right.
showing up being like, "Yo, see that thing you've been looking for? I know where it is. Also, dark dwarfs are a thing."
Mm.
And then just straight up, "Yo, gonna mutilate one of your mates for me, please."
And just involving Serena in
So
every ritual possible.
yeah, it was. All in all, I would say it has definitely been a good gym.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I know you said you were really, really hyped from the last one. You were like, wow, that was a damn good one. I'm like, yeah, he's going to be so disappointed with sessions after that, and if that was like a peak for him. So,
Oh, no, like I think we're like proper choo-choos training it now, and I'm like really enjoying it.
nice. Nice, good. Anything else, bud?
I love you and XP.
You got XP and you are loved, buddy.
Yay!
And
Plus one
Arya.
XP.
No. Arya.
Well, I think I like the notion of Arya kind of like being a bit of a you don't get to tell me what to
Mm.
do this
We only got some of that. We got tell her, like, don't tell Arya what to do, dot, and then we
so to
lost your
say.
audio.
And yeah, she's picked up in a lot of it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Yep. So there was lag on your end, which meant your audio was like compressed and it decompressed in one burst. So and
Okay,
don't,
I have no idea if this made it better.
it's okay. Do you want to just give us all of that again? So Arya doesn't like being told what to do. Go from there.
Oh,
Nope, she's gone again.
yeah.
Yep, she's gone. Gone.
Yeah. Um. I liked her being a bit of a boss, but she doesn't quite like being.
No.
Being told what to do, right? That's what we know, that part goes in there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
We're gonna piece it together.
Yeah. We'll get this. We'll get this. So she's a bit of a boss. Doesn't like being told what to do. Then Adri will come back with the next piece of the puzzle. This
Okay,
feels
I
like the
think-
crystal maze. Right, let's try again, Adri. Right, you've muted yourself in Discord. Yep. See what happens. We're so close.
Okay, so what I was saying is that she doesn't quite like to be told what to do, and especially when that person's trying to stand between her and her eye, it's never going to end well, even though she acknowledges, obviously, that he did what he was supposed to do. But hey, people don't think rationally at those times, and now she's also freaked out about Bastille and, him being well. So I kind of feel like, even though we no longer have a hellhole in the middle of the library, things haven't quite calmed down for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about that's basically her. She just wants to do something that would soon hopefully maybe free the GGW, something that would give them some sort of reassurance that they're doing the right thing and they're not getting into more trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We don't get into too much trouble, right?
It's kind of like saying, I'm already wet, what could a swim hurt? Right? So.
Exactly.
Basic.
Yeah, that's good. Good, yeah. And on the plus side, you're not the only one messing with elementals now, so that's good.
Not messing with it. Mine's listening to me. Mine's good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Serene.
Yeah, so I think it was fun being part of like the ceremony. Getting to chop off Bastille's arm.
If it makes you feel better, you've now done the most damage to Bastille in the game. Besides
Nice.
Bastille, who banished his source.
Who killed himself.
Yeah, that was fun. Serene's she's still just not a happy bunny. Mind is very preoccupied.
Yeah, it was good. It came
Yeah.
across. I liked that because it definitely did come across in the way, like even the way you responded to some other players and NPCs and stuff. There was definitely like a bit of a delay going, sorry, what? Like, kind of like what Rasira does when he's like half like thinking about something else as well.
like,
It's good.
She's not in her usual mindset. But yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see what to go to this like Temple of the Hidden Desert.
Right.
That sounds really interesting, and I just want to go there now.
Yeah. So just for everybody's clarity, it's the Temple of the Hidden Descent. In case this is an eagle situation again. Yep.
Why did I write desert?
Probably because deserts were mentioned a lot this session as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of desert chat. And that is in the Bitterwood, which is the one right next to the Of on the map. Yep. No, it's good.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And I think Isla, for the most part on this session, was mostly preoccupied with, oh dear gods, what the hell does that mean? A, having managed to stop Cerule if she'd wanted to, and B, everything that happened. Yeah, that's probably why she's been very quiet this session. Never mind just Hannah's absence. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see her thoughts on what Yusuf got up to since will be. It's like, yeah, messing with blood magic, that's fine. Let's go mess with elemental bullshit that apparently messed the dwarfs up. We're fine.
I'm sitting there going like, oh, what are they doing? Just like, oh, you've had all this stuff that elementals are not good to be like messed with, and you just want to like let them out. Sure, do it. Why not?
Yeah. I see. I was like at an auction. He's just like, anyone got any necromancy going once? Any darkness, poisons.
I mean, you've already went knee deep into necromancy with Hela. Okay, so let's just maybe your cap for necromancy, buddy.
Put it like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say you've made deals with devils and other such things. So yeah, bloody hell. No, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, I am excited for next time as always. Bastiel, I'll get back to you at some point with some interesting factoids about Wrath.
Yes!
That'll be fun, obviously. Yeah, until next time, then, folks, thank you all for playing. Thank you all who watched. If you're just tuning in now, join us 4 hours earlier normally, if you're wanting to understand what any of this nonsense is about. But until then, thank you everybody and say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys.